What Is Battle for Supremacy, and now we are back for some more action right here for the Battle for Supremacy TV Top Up, which is the 5v5 Honor of Kings. This is round 16, actually round of 16, which is actually day 7. My name is Sally, is your buddy Caster Jet, and we are back. Would you look at the IMS casting with you guys right here for Honor
Yeah.
of Kings, and our match is gonna be Vietnamese Mafia and DTHPH. That's gonna be match 1, and the match is gonna be Xless versus Vietnamese Gangster. Actually, both of these teams, actually the 4 of these teams, actually have secured themselves right here in the spot for the quarterfinals, still having best of 3. So our matches for tonight, Jet, is gonna be best of 3.
Yes, that's true. And knowing best of threes, it is not a win or go home situation. It means it could be a situation wherein some of these teams will use game one to actually just measure out and gauge out um both of these teams, how they play, how they draft, and how they ban picks, whether or not they do respect bans or combination bans on that. That would be quite interesting if you want to see on how they actually strategize their team composition, their counter picks, and of course how they execute their gameplays in the middle of the Hero's Gorge.
I actually agree with that, Jet, because watching the past teams for the Honor of Kings, like for the 5v5, they actually did so many amazing strategies. I think I've seen some new entry strategies coming from the Honor of Kings for the 5v5. Well, my thoughts on the last game, on the last few games that we already had, we're still gonna see because this is only the match 1, guys. So it's gonna be Vietnamese Mafia versus DTHPH. We're not gonna be wasting any more time because we're gonna be moving to our drafting phase right here. Jet, can we talk about right here for our drafting phase? What do you think of these players?
I think they really need to ban the usual bans wherein most of these heroes need to be contested that much, because in the current meta, the Dolia and the Haino will be always there being contested. Sometimes there's a Maishiranui here and there, and I think we can see both these teams actually trying to eye for that, because in the current meta, I think um, yeah, I was supposed to talk about Dakyao over there, but Dakyao was actually banned. That was quite crucial in that, because with Dakyao and team fights, she could just bring the entire team on a particular place and then initiate team fights here and there, or probably pick up objectives. So it was a good ban for Vietnamese gangsters, so that it would prevent DDHPH and how. Yes, and I have predicted these are the crucial contested heroes that we have here. DDHPH both banning Dolia and the Mai Shiranui, and then on the other hand, we have Vietnamese Mafia banning Princess Frost and Dakyao. That would be quite crucial. Say, for example, in team fights, wherein I think they've been studying each other on the onset of the tournament.
I actually agree with the Jet. And what are your thoughts on the? I think that was day 5 or day 6 that there were so many matches where I see Lian Po is like a meta pick for this one, because we all know for a fact that Lian Po is really good at team initiating and the team crowd controls. I think it was the battle for Blacklist. I think I saw some movements or some strategies that from Blacklist. Actually, they have so many Lian Po sets. It's not only Blacklist. It's like all of the teams already have Lian Po, Jet.
Yes, that's true. Lian Po, very nice. Being transitioned from a clash lane to a roamer right now. Very useful when it comes to initiating team fights, because you on the early onset of the game, you can actually take on damage. And when you try to analyze how Lian Po moves, usually Lian Po is usually used to zone out opponents. It could be a Zhang Fei, because Zhang Fei usually being contested, like what happened here right now. There's a ban on Zhang Fei on the other side. On DDHPH, they are banning Zhang Fei right now. On the other hand, they could use Lian Po on that end, just to initiate team fights, create crowd control, and with that continuous crowd control that he could do, and with the tanky build that Lian Po has, and that could be one of the reasons why he is actually in the current meta as of the moment. Now, meanwhile, let's talk about these picks right now for both teams.
It's done. Dun dun. That's done. And Marco Polo again for the side for Vietnamese Mafia. Talking about from the past few days, Jet, like having Liampo for the other teams, they actually have done than Marco Polo. The matas for Liampo is actually quite a highly damage output. It is quite terrifying when you're up against Marco Polo.
That's true. It's quite terrifying. But one of the cons here for Marco Polo is that Marco Polo is quite squishy in terms of being a marksman. But it Marco Polo can actually compensate for that, for his nimbleness, for his agility. He's quite quick and nimble. He could just flash in and out. Both of his skills and this ult actually just flash in and out of team fights. That's why Marco Polo would really be quite useful. For example, when you go on team fights and of course defending himself, just to try to like get out and scurry away from ganks that he will be facing on this current line. Meanwhile, this is interesting from DTHPH. They're taking up a Sunbin here. Um, this Sunbin is trying to like get out of the bottom tier of the list, but Sunbin right now has been quite useful when it comes to initiating team fights, and with that slow and actually boosts his teammates when with move speed. So currently move speed is one of the key factors in creating map control. That's why I think a Sunbin pick would be quite crucial when it comes to initiating team fights. It only depends right now on how they uh initiate or control their team fights and how the Sunbin will execute their game plan here.
Oh, for Sunbin, actually, with talking, actually, we saw already a Marco Polo then against an Alain on the other side.
Mhm.
Do you think that Marco Polo always had the advantage for the high damage output in terms of still being squishy? But my thoughts on Marco Polo is like having a full itemization with a funnel system on going for the farm jungle camps. I mean, it's gonna be very early for the Vietnamese mafia to take one of its roles to take upon, since it's all about farming and
Yep.
itemization in the very early stages of the game. Well, my thoughts on Marco Polo, having Purify as a spell, quite an advantage when it comes to team clashes, because you can escape, you can debuffs, you can actually reverse the quick cast spells that you have.
That's true. When you do a Marco Polo with a Purify, I think you're trying to go defensive on this one. You don't need to be quite aggressive, unlike a Frenzy as a common skill that a Marco Polo used to get. It's either a Frenzy or a Purify, but Purify would actually help you like gain debuff, dispel the debuffs that you're going to receive on one of the when you're getting ganked on, like say for example right now, it would be quite crucial for a Marco Polo to actually survive. That's why Purify would actually work for a Marco Polo, trying to survive and continuously get that form, so that the timing when it comes to itemization would be there, and for that Marco Polo to actually help out on team fights and deal those high intensity, high damage outputs that he could potentially do.
I actually agree with that, because now, right now, for the side of Vietnamese Mafia, they're gonna be going for the launch in the air with the crowd control coming from the Vietnamese Mafia, but Rom is not stopping. Mundane having a hard time, but now Buki needs to just right on the corner, but Kid with the reinforcement coming again with the flash comes in, another one, but takes it down, but maybe very, very low for the side of the DTHPH. Vietnamese Mafia getting with a engaging with the CC Immune, and it goes for the first blood. Vietnamese Mafia, Rum, the Dun is really done, but the Mundane is gonna be having a hard time because Bookies it's just gonna go back and retreat. Vietnamese Mafia on its killing spree right now with the early stages of the game.
That's true. That's quite crucial for four people to actually rotate on that one, picking off that Kaiser, picking off that Sunbin as well. It's even more crucial that they know that they can actually tank this up, that Lian Po pick and the Lubu pick going on to the side of Vietnamese Mafia. They were able to actually use that quite well because of that crowd control immunity when Lubu does that ult, and will able to actually secure that either a kill or an assist. Whether or not they will be able to succeed on that, they are quite successful with that, either on taking kills or getting their opponents outside of the zone, outside of the comforts of their tier 2 tier 1 turrets that they have.
That is actually quite true, Jet, because we see from the side of Vietnamese Mafia, they already had the 2-0 advantage lead against the DTHPH, having like 1k gold advantage lead. You know, itemization is going to be on point for the team for Vietnamese Mafia. But still, I think the camps here for DTHP is going to be having a hard time since Vietnamese Mafia is doing a lot of space. And look at the Xiaoyan just going for the aggro. Bukike just right around the corner with Nitsu, goes for the launch in the air, gets frozen, gets untargetable, gets out of the situation. Not much of a clash is going to be outputted right here, but for this half, Xiaoyan is going to be a 1v2. Get launched in the air, but immune again. Gets tripled by the DTHPH in a 3v2 situation. Launched in the air again with 𝐑𝐎𝐶 on the back lines. Going to the front lines, because he gets eliminated. Another one coming from the side for the Vietnamese Mafia. Another one, Mundane, just going out. You know, my thoughts on these Jets, they're going to be having a quite good spacing around here for the jungle camps. Its itemization is going to be on point. You know, the Dun is really putting on its spot right here for the crowd controls.
Now that's through knowing that Don just can actually dash in and out on team fights and quite tanky for a jungle. Same goes with Lubu in its clash lane. They are the Vietnamese Mafia right now. It's quite confident that they could actually initiate team fights even inside a tier 1 turret from the side of DTHPH. We can see that they wanted to initiate team fights, not they're trying to choke out the farm, but meanwhile there's something happening going on here as DTHPH wanted to secure that tyrant, and they will be able to, but Run will be getting into that fray, might be in danger right now, but they might be safe here thanks to that Motsu with 𝐑𝐎𝐶 trying to crowd control these people to scurry out of and disengage in a particular dangerous team fight that they might not want to actually engage on this one.
That is true, because for the side of DTHPH a while ago, they actually did secure their first tyrant here. Another objective coming for the DTHPH, because, you know, it's going to be like 2k gold lead against the Vietnamese Mafia, but still, they're going to be having a quiet advantage right here since the Tyrant buffs are going to be inevitable here for the side for DTHPH, because having actually Tyrant buffs gives you like a minute and 30 or 2 minutes and 30 to push those buffs, and Vietnamese Mafia getting the overload now, having to get some advantage with already a tier 1 tower, what Jet said a while ago for the top lane. My thoughts on this is actually it's quite different from the last games that I've gassed with DTHPH, but DTHPH is really doing good job on how they can really sympathize the strategy of Vietnamese Mafia, but still Vietnamese Mafia is really taking up a lot of space, especially in jungle camps.
Yes, that's true. And looking at what's going on right now here, I think diggery really wanted to dig in deep into the bottom tier 1 tower. It would be a 3v2 situation that's going on here, but some of the people from DTHPH wanted to get in, and it is quite dangerous on the side of DTHPH, even though that they're in the safety of their jungle, as U1 will be taking out a Mundane on that exchange. It will be a probably on Vietnamese Mafia, and they really wanted to push in and apply pressure on the tier 1 bottom turret on the side of DTHPH. It is quite a dangerous situation here, as that Dun isn't quite afraid on getting in and getting through towers and turrets. That's why they could able to zone out people from DTHPH on actually engaging on a counter initiation.
That is quite true, because a while ago from the recovery from that clash is we see that Vietnamese Mafia is really unstoppable in taking those spaces against DTHPH. As we see, we have 2 people already deep in the tower for the tier 1 turret in the bottom lane, but still, they are not really stopping since reinforcements came in from Buki Squeeze and Buki Nitsu from the side for the jungles. But really, you know, Vietnamese Mafia is just not really they're not really letting their guard down, you know, because, you know, from Vietnamese Mafia, look at the name, bro, it's don't care. I don't care who I've been with, you know, if you're going down, you're going down.
Yes.
But yeah, talking about it, my thoughts on this, because DTHPH, they might kind of some advantage when it comes to team clashes, but still, Vietnamese Mafia is just really good at initiating the very first. It's gonna be 2v1 inside for Vietnamese Mafia. DTHP is not able to success that kill from the top lane, but the bottom lane, the commotion comes in. 𝐑𝐎𝐶 don't care, the Ryu against here for the bottom lane, since for the DTHPH, but still, it's gonna be reinforcements coming here for the Dun. Goes in once in for all, nothing, but stunned. What a nice! That was actually nice having two in a row, but it's gonna be 5v4. Oh, 5v4 for the side for the Vietnamese Mafia. DTHP having a hard time with Boopy Squeeze going for the front lines. One for the back lines, gonna be Squeeze again, going in and out and dashing in and out. But Dunn is just unstoppable with Drum. Look at that damage, they're all inevitable and very unstoppable. Goes in again, goes in deep, but Mundane's just not stopping. Another one here for the side for Bukinitsu. Ooh, Mundane is just really tanking all of those damage, enduring all those outputs, man.
And they cannot actually observe while they are keeping DTHPH very occupied over there on the bottom high ground tower. Lu Bu on the side of Vietnamese Mafia, Xiaoyan creating that pressure on the top side as well, wherein they could actually create space or probably transition if they wanted to disengage in this team fight. Meanwhile, I think Don't Care might be in danger here as he was being scouted there inside the brush as they wanted to get that Tyrant right now on the side of Vietnamese Mafia. Going on to the middle lane, they were able to secure Vietnamese Mafia right now was able to secure that Tyrant on their side. Meanwhile, Xiaoyan really wanted to zone out people from DTHPH. Quite a troublesome situation here going on, as we all know. But it would still be a really gritty situation here on the side of DTHPH, as people from Vietnamese Mafia really wanted to zone out and choke out resources. But fortunately for the side of DTHPH, they were able to get some resources there. They were able to get some buffs. Crimson Golem going onto the side of Mundane really wanted to, I think, try to initiate a team fight over here on the top side of the jungle. Meanwhile, crowd controls going in left and right. But I think they just really wanted to zone out and probably catch some casualties if they were fortunate enough to get on those targets right there.
Because I actually agree, because DTHPH, look at them, they're all together, tries to go in, another one clamps in, the clash is his 5-man shockwave coming from the Vietnamese Mafia. They're now out for the turns. DTHPH having a hard time. It's gonna be another one for the defeat right here for the side of Vietnamese Mafia. Crucial calculus comes in from the side from Mundane, but it's gonna be unstoppable. Rum is gonna be 1v3 situation, but still the Rum is still the done. But never mind, it's gonna be going out again. DTHPH is in danger right here since we're on the 10-minute mark. Now the Overlord and Tyrant are now enhanced. A good clash coming from the side from Vietnamese Mafia, but DTHPH were able to turn things around.
Yes, they were able to turn things around, but at what cost? All of their tier 2 towers are already down. They only depend on the high ground. But meanwhile, Mods Degree is in danger here. He might be caught by Suez, but that wall is saving him from further damage being dealt. That is quite fortunate there for Degree, and he was able to escape, go home safe and sound. Thank you for that wall terrain. So let's continue going on here as they are trying to contest that Overlord on the side of Vietnamese Mafia. They'll try to get this Overlord and that Shadow Vanguard so that they will be able to apply even more pressure for DTHPH. Meanwhile, DTHPH will be targeting that Tyrant on the other side of the map, and Xiaoyan just really try to apply pressure. On the other hand, try to lose the grip or try to lose the focus of DTHPH so that they will be able to spread out and they can apply pressure even further on the side of DTHPH's high ground.
I actually agree with that, because that is actually quite true. Because for the side of the DTHPH, they have the Tyrant buff right now, but still with the enhance coming from the Vietnamese Mafia. Now that the Shadow Vanguards have come in to split push on all these 3 lanes, but still DTHPH has those the advantages of the buffs. So look at that, this Meta Wolf trying to get a pick of Xiaoyan. This picks gets out of the situation. Well, having actually Shadow Vanguards going for the 3 split push lanes, you know, DTHP is going to be having a hard time to defend this, because they only had the high ground now. Marco Polo Rio is just trying to pick off again. Well, DTHPH just have those buffs, you know, that they can defend, because it's going to be like a minute 30 for them. Well, a minute 30 for Honor of Kings is already a long time, Jet.
Yes, that's true. Quite creating that much of a pressure right now for DTHPH. And now, Don't Care really wanted to go in the middle right now, as that U1 will be untargetable on that particular precaution there, just to actually get out of that team fight, and will be able to go home safe and sound. But still, Vietnamese Mafia really wanted to create pressure now that the high ground tower on the bottom side is now down for the side of DTHPH, and they wanted to pick off, and they were able to succeed in picking off. They might Rio. Now they would be actually going on to Ramen. They would be successful in that as well. DTHPH really wanted to get back on this one as their high ground tower is going down, but it would be in danger for Mundane. Mundane will be going down as well. They are still continuing with this team fight. Might be in danger, but it would be a shutdown on that, as Nitsu will be able to pick off on that particular exchange. Now, 3 people down on Vietnamese Mafia, 2 people down for DTHPH. I think DTHPH needs to regroup and try to get some farms on this one and not create pressure and being in too much depth on the side of Vietnamese Mafia.
That is true, because for the side of the DTHPH, they're actually having quite advantage right here, because they can actually stand up against Vietnamese Mafia, you know. I mean, they had a good clash around there, dealing most of those damage, while Vietnamese Mafia is all scattered. I have a feeling if Vietnamese Mafia wasn't scattered in that clash, DTHPH would have gone down. But for the side of the DTHPH, still a big congratulations, because they were able to isolate some of the players from the Vietnamese Mafia to pick off one by one. Now they're gonna be having a hard time to push, because look at this. They're just waiting patiently 4v5 in the clash lane, while having Metal Wolf just in the bot lane trying to regain some push from the side for Vietnamese Mafia. And would you look at this, they're actually right now hiding in the jungle camps, but Xiaoyan is just the only one against 3 people from the side. It's gonna be flipping out, but never mind, gets out of the situation. Not much of a clash it's gonna be happening, but still the crystal is now exposed from the bottom. I think the idea for the Vietnamese Mafia gonna be taking the towers one by one, so it's gonna be exposed. So having already for the Shadow Vanguards, as we see Xiaoyan is just trying hard for that push. It's gonna be a 1v2 situation, since Vietnamese Mafia is gonna be going on the pincher move. Now they're gonna be moving on to the top lane. It's gonna be 5v4 for the side for Vietnamese Mafia. Would you look at that? They're gonna be going out of the situation because Rookie Swiss is just gonna be initiate those damage with a high damage output. Marco Polo is just going and shuts it down again. Metal Wolf goes down. Another one comes in from the Dun. Ram launched into the air, gets knocked back again, but gets stunned. Mundane is having a hard time, but Nitsu wasn't able to support him. But would you look at that? That was a killing spree coming from Boogie Kid. It's gonna be a 1v2 situation right here. It's gonna be Rum, the Dun, making it the miracle happen. Would you look at that? Another one launched in the air. It's gonna be crowd control coming again. Would you be able to clutch this? Because this might be the final moments, right? It's gonna be godlike from the side for Nitsu. 43,000 gold coin, leaving the disparity for the Vietnamese Mafia, but still DTHPH were able to turn that table around, getting an ace against Vietnamese Mafia. It's a wipeout, Jet.
Yes, but at what cost? We say it is still one person behind, as Nitsu getting that godlike streak. Meanwhile, for the side of Vietnamese Mafia, they still need to regroup and not make mistakes consecutively on this one. This is the second consecutive team fight that they actually lost against DTHPH. Now DTHPH also trying to get quite some farm here and quite some space that they need to, as they are trying to apply pressure right now in the middle lane, and they might be able to do that. Probably not. We'll see about that. But I think Mundane and guys from DTHPH will just settle on for that Tyrant, as they wanted to gain more buffs. So say for example when team fight comes along, and they think they're going to transition over there on the Overlord side so that they could pick off people and probably steal that Overlord on the hands of Vietnamese Mafia. I think they're now scurrying away, because Primal Bond will be there, and they cannot really hit that much, because Overlord might be able to deal more damage instead of Vietnamese Mafia, and DTHPH wanted to scurry away, getting away from that danger. Now, both teams wanted to zone each other out. Either they wanted a team fight for DTHPH, or they wanted the Overlord for the side of Vietnamese Mafia. It's quite dangerous, and it is a pick-up 50-50 situation wherein both teams are just gauging each other out to see who makes the mistake first.
Actually, I agree with it, because having the Tyrant buff, but for the Overlord now enhanced. 70 minutes in the game, everybody, because this is going to be a 1K disparity goal lead for the side of the Vietnamese Mafia. It's going to be initiating right here for the side of the DTHP. Goes in again, initiates, but never mind, goes back. It's going to 𝐊𝐿 goes in a minute. It's going to be, a damage coming from 𝐊𝐿. We're look at that. Another one takes it down, but Metal Wolf is just unstoppable because the Rum just goes in and gets a double kill. Will he be able to get 3? Because for the side of the DTHP, now they're very low in its HP. Goes in and again, but never mind. Gonna be still standing strong and headed for the side of the Vietnamese Mafia. Still 4 people. At what cost? The HP is now down to 2 people. But still, Mundane is just trying to zone out, getting some information how they can take the Overlord. But still, the crystal is now open for the side of the HPH Jet.
Yes, that's true. The Overlord will be going to Vietnamese Mafia in this way, but Mundane just wanting to get information, just staying there, but really on a safe spot, just to not get caught in the middle by that mode. So it would be quite in danger if Mundane will get caught in that particular situation. Now we can see Vietnamese Mafia trying to actually apply pressure right now in the middle lane, and there's a wave that is going on top. But I think DTHPH will be able to actually secure and hold on to their defenses, as Vietnamese Mafia rather would be trying to invade on that jungle, but they will be scouted on that sprite that was taken by DTHPH and trying to actually hold on to high ground and defend quite well, as Vietnamese Mafia really don't want to apply that pressure that much. They really want everyone to go together when they wanted to initiate this particular team fight, and when they win, I think that would be a game ender for the side of Vietnamese Mafia.
For the Vietnamese Mafia, yeah, having a Shadow Vanguard all together in that one tower, but still, gonna be DTHPH having a hard time to defend. Vietnamese Mafia making a miracle happen. But look at that, they're going for the defense again. Now they're gonna be 1 trying to pick it off, but still takes 2 from the side of the Vietnamese Mafia. But never mind, because Wookie Speed is now down. It's gonna be getting a double kill. 𝐊𝐿 is very unstoppable, and this one's gonna be Metal Wolf again with a wild situation, but still the Marco Polo still lives and goes unstoppable. It's going for the killing spree. Just 1 more till they take it down, because Mundane is still alive and healthy for this one. They're trying to escape, trying to distract, because the crystal is now wide and open. Would you look at that? This is the Vietnamese Mafia, everybody, taking it 1-0 for the side against DTHPH Jet.
Yes, it is still a quite back and forth situation that happened over there on the onset, probably on the 13th to 17th minute, wherein DTHPH was able to somehow get back and win team fights against Vietnamese Mafia on this one. It is, but I think Vietnamese Mafia was tired of losing team fights. They wanted to stick together right now as a team and pick off some lost souls on the side of DTHPH and apply pressure when they know they already have the one of the high ground towers going down for their side. Now, for DTHPH, I think they will be using this as a lesson so that they will be able to know how Vietnamese Mafia moves, how Vietnamese Mafia plays on, and they would know how to probably counterpick on the next set of the game. So I think that would be it for game number 1 on our best of 3 series between Vietnamese Mafia and DTHPH. So yeah, I think that was quite a very crucial, still a back and forth situation that is quite expected for our best of 3 for both teams, and I think there will be still more, Silo.
Yes, they're actually gonna be still mirror, because that's actually just the best of 3. So that was game 1, everybody. We still have, 2 more, but still, Vietnamese Mafia had the advantage right here since it's 1-0. If they win 1 more for this match, they're gonna be taking it home. Well, DTHPH, you gotta get this comeback, because I have a feeling that DTHPH will have a comeback right here, because, still having like Vietnamese Mafia having some of those advantage, the objectives, taking out so many zones, for the funnel system, they have the itemizations all together and ready. DTHP is still able to turn things around when it comes to clashes. That's why we lasted for like 17 minutes in the game. No Tempest is still present, but still, we are near for that Tempest. But still, Vietnamese Mafia, congratulations to you. You have secured your 1-0, but still, it's the best of 3, everybody. This is just the first match. So we're still gonna see, guys, because my name is 𝐊𝐿. This is your BattleForSupremacy Jet. We'll be seeing you next on the game 2 of the best of 3.
We'll be back.
Double kill. Blue team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. Blue slain an enemy. Shut down. Blue team has slain an enemy. Shut down. Destroyed a tower. Blue team has slain an enemy. Shut down. Blue team has slain an enemy. Red team, killing spree. Red team, godlike. Red team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain Blue team has slain an enemy. Red team has slain an enemy.
Would you look at that? Because we're back for some more action right here for the Battle for Supremacy, Honor of Kings 5v5, Reign Supreme. My name is Salo, this is your bodycaster Jet, and we have concluded on our first match or first game for the best of three, which is Vietnamese Mafia DTHPH. For the side of Vietnamese Mafia, they were able to take home that 1-0, but still, best of three, DTHPA still have a chance right here because we see from the previous gameplay or from the previous match, Jet, they actually have a chance, right? They actually have a
That's
chance to
true.
take a
Yes,
comeback.
yes.
What are the things that you see, Jet, that how can he take the comeback against Vietnamese Mafia?
For DTHPH, I think the thing that mattered there is yes, they know how to recover, but it was a case of how Vietnamese Mafia controlled the early onsets of the game, wherein they continued the pressure, and it kept DTHPH always on the defensive, and they're quite, although DTHPH on the late parts of the game was able to win team fights, they need to still go on to their objectives, because when you look at the map earlier on, it was just two turrets that are down from Vietnamese Mafia, and the middle tier 1 tower is still up and running for the side of Vietnamese Mafia on that. If, say for example, there are two towers and it would be quite close, um the objectives that DTHPH will be able to get whenever they win team fights, it would be easier for them to actually put and apply pressure for Vietnamese Mafia if they were able to actually make it even on the early onsets of the game. But what happened earlier is that Vietnamese Mafia was able to control the early onsets of the game. They were able to control the map early on. They were able to secure objectives, and with that, even though they lost team fights, on the side of DTHPH, they are still recovering from the losses that they have. But for Vietnamese Mafia, they were able to continue pushing, although they were losing a couple of team fights there. Vietnamese Mafia, as soon as they win a team fight, it would be a game ender for that. And I think that was just the opportunity or the outlet that Vietnamese Mafia is just waiting so that they were able to end that game and get game number one.
That is true because for the Sovereign DTHPH, actually, my thoughts on that, they only had like just one opportunity, man. They
Mhm.
just needed one opportunity, just one wrong clash coming from the side from Vietnamese Mafia. They might be able to take it home because a while ago, from the clash or the highlights coming from the Battle for Supremacy a while ago, you guys actually saw the highlights that they had the wrong clash for the bottom lane, where DTHPH was able or successfully zone out some players from the Vietnamese Mafia, so it can be a 3v2 situation. Then the DTHPH, the tank, just comes in to take three people at once to endure, then goes out, comes in another one for the warrior, the marksman, to take all of them down. I mean, it is a wrong clash coming from the Vietnamese Mafia. If that keeps on going on, DTHPH might be able to take it home. But
That's true.
still, yeah, they recovered that much. Vietnamese Mafia have recovered from that clash, you know. I mean, they actually can really inevitable really recover from that since they have high damage output. They are well strategized on how they can take some space against DTHPH, and having a gold disparity because they have the advantage for the itemization. It's just a matter of fact that the Vietnamese Mafia a while ago, the two players a while ago, they dealt with like four people at once, you know. So it's a man-to-man disadvantage power, Jet.
That's true. Looking at that earlier on, sometimes at the early onsets of the game, I think DTHPH was just caught off guard when Vietnamese Mafia tried to actually go ahead and go together. Most especially with that Lubu and that Dun pick that I've mentioned earlier, they really wanted to get through with that kill security, and they really wanted to actually win pick-offs, even though their targets are really into deep. They're quite confident with that Lubu, with that Dun, to actually initiate team fights and tank all the tower damage that they have, so that they their damage dealers will be actually free to get that kill and get that pick off, which created that quite a bit of a lead on the side of Vietnamese Mafia, and that proved how it mattered on the onset of their game.
We'll see, because that's only the best of one, guys. But are we gonna be seeing some more from the side for DTHPH and Vietnamese Mafia in the game too? We're still gonna see, guys, because you know, because sometimes when it comes to best of threes, sometimes they only touch each other. You know, they're studying their opponents and how they play, how aggressive they can be, how can they zone out, or because when it comes to esports, it's actually you need to learn about your opponent. especially for best of three, because these type of tournament matches or tournament lineups gonna be like you have more opportunities to learn about your opponent, but we'll still see because we might never know. People learn from their mistakes, so we're still gonna see from the side for DTHPH since we are now starting our drafting phase from Vietnamese Mafia versus DTHPH. What are the picks are gonna be? Because I'm actually quite curious because a while ago that was done, so I'm actually quite fond for Elian Poe this time.
There you go. I think they saw that Lubu from a mile away, and I think DTHPH will be playing here at the blue team, and now Vietnamese Mafia will be playing at the red team. Dakia will still be banned here. Quite a very potent rumor. Team fight. If you're a team fight centric hero, this Dakia is currently in the meta, and it would be quite helpful. Say for example, if we get this Dakyao, and they will be able to create some space, create team fights. And yes, I think that would be a respect ban on the side of DTHPH as they are taking out that done as well, and they'd be done. I think it would be free Lianpo on the side of Vietnamese Mafia if that's the same case on that, since I think those Lubu and the Dun was quite crucial on the early onsets of the game, wherein it gave an opportunity for Vietnamese Mafia to actually get some pickoffs, to get some hero kills, to get some space, and get the objectives. These are the two heroes that were really quite crucial on that onset, on how Vietnamese Mafia played on this one. Meanwhile, still a roamer ban on the side of Vietnamese Mafia. They took out the Dolia as well because, it's quite crucial. And that gave space for Nitsu to play my Shiranui right now.
I actually agree with it because this is the best of two, so they banned Dun right now, but still Dharma is gonna be present to the side for Vietnamese Mafia. So my thoughts on this one is because since it's gonna be like best of three, this is the best of two. Now that they played, now that they know the other, both of the teams are quite aggressive when it comes to clashes and zoning out. We can't actually expect for them to go for the long game, having like go for the Tempest or the enhanced Overlord and Tyrant. It's still gonna be dependent because we see from the side for DTHPH that Bokiget and Mundane, they have both of those mites, so they know for a fact that they're gonna be having a hard time against Vietnamese Mafia because they kept on pushing. They kept on pushing. They kept taking out those zones or the jungle camps. So they're actually having a quite delay on those gold disparity. So it might be a good move right here for this half of the DPH. But still, we're still gonna see because not every good strategy works, right? Because it is a strategy. Sometimes it is good, sometimes it is bad. Sometimes it succeeds, sometimes it fails.
Yes,
Right.
and it all depends. Yes, that's true. That's true, Silo. And it all depends on how the execution of the plan is being, created and how they are doing that. Now we see right now we can see DTHPH wanting to do that double smite. I think Menki and they call it Zhang Fei would be actually doing that jungle search and jungle invasion quite early to actually steal some or probably some of the golems that will be going on to the side of Vietnamese Mafia. Now we'll see about that, and we are going to continue. This is quite unusual for me. I think this is a Dr. Bian pick for Don't Care, and I haven't seen that much play of Dr. Bian, but it is like ticking damage over time type of mage hero. Now we see Vietnamese Mafia banning out a lot, both marksman, which is a Marco Polo, and a Concert Q, which is quite painful and potent on the late game. Now we see a Taiyan being banned, and we also see a Kaiser being banned as well on the side of DTHPH. Now it is quite curious what farm lane hero will DTHPH pick up on this one. Meanwhile, let's see what kind of a roamer on the side of Vietnamese gangsters will they be picking up. I think wait a minute, let's see. Oh, it is a Neza. I think this is a Neza clash lane, and I like this decent pick here for the clash lane of DTHPH. This is quite I'm getting curious on this one, how they execute their plan.
Actually, for Nesha, I think this is like the second time that we have in the series that someone's using Nesha. Because actually, Vince G was actually fond of Nesha,
Uh-huh.
and like, I think if if Vince G was here, he will be excited, you know, because I think it's gonna be the second time right here for the series that he's gonna be seeing Nesha taking part for the series. But still, for the side mm, for for Vietnamese Mafia, actually they still have flashes present, so they might be aggressive on this one. Not much of an investment coming from DTHB since they only have two smites. Still good for taking for the objectives for the funneling systems. But for the side for Vietnamese Mafia, they have the execute with Nasha. So yeah, this is gonna be a clash lane. But still, oh, Rum! Look at this, Jet. This is yes, man.
Muchachi is there right now, and yes, it would be in Muchachi jungle. I mean Musashi jungle.
Musashi.
I kind of like got used to actually calling Musashi Muchachi. Muchachi would be here, man. But meanwhile, we see Musashi I mean jungle, right? Rather, and this is quite
High
interesting.
damage
How yes, high damage output, and
Mhm.
I think this is quite a crucial pick for the side of a Vietnamese Mafia and how they execute their game plan with a Musashi for their jungle. On the other hand, on DTHPH, they're trying to do a double smite strat and hoping that it would work on their side so that buffs will be going onto their side as well.
I actually agree with it because now having a Musashi on their side, I mean, bro, this is gonna be a fun clash that we're gonna be seeing for the best of three. Okay, this is the game too.
Yes.
But yeah, but it still depends on how they can execute because DTHPH are actually good players on how they can isolate the clash. So it's still gonna be depending because the Mochachi Munyanyo coming from the side, right? The Munyanyo, coming from the Vietnamese Mafia,
Yeah.
I can still say who's gonna win, but still, we can actually see right now from the man in the middle lane. They're taking one for the side for the Vietnamese Mafia, and DTHPH just going for the zone with the 3v2 for the clash.
Yes, let's see about what is going on right here, right now, as we are starting game number 2 of the best of 3 series between Vietnamese Mafia and DTHPH, and it is still a continuous pressure, still a very safe farming laning stage between both teams. But I think there is a rotation going in right now on the Tyrant's side of the map, and it would be quite crucial if they would be able to pick off some of this heroes in this early onset of the game. But I think they really wanted to maximize the resources that is available for them and probably steal some of their opponents on the onset of the game. Meanwhile, let's see what's going on right here at the bottom lane. I mean, in the middle, I think it's in the top lane right
The
now.
river.
As Mundane, yes, at the river, and as Mundane is going to try to invade the jungle and see if there would be something to pick off here, and that shield would be quite useful on that for his sustainability and his survival. I think Mundane will be safe here with that Mankey.
Actually, Mundane taking that lizard down. We actually see from the side for the Musashi with this rum. Well, you take my lizard out, man. Now they're gonna be having so much spaces from DTHPH. Would you look at that? They're actually taking a quite of an advantage right here. I think the tables have turned right now since Vietnamese Mafia were able to take so many zones a while ago. It's gonna be 3v1, but not much of an initiation coming from the side from Vietnamese Mafia. They're actually complete right now. It's going to be a 4v4 situation since the top has already responded. Not much of a commotion, but look at that. Bookie Kid, you're in danger, but goes out the side of the wall. Not much of a commotion coming from the initiating of those clashes in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, everybody, since 4 minutes, or actually 1 minute and 30 till the Overlord and the Tyrant goes up and resurrected.
Yes, we see a lot of people right here from the side of DTHPH right now at the farm lane, just making sure that the Lady Sun won't be able to farm that much and giving space for their baby boy Direnji to get more farm. And yes, it is still a continuous zoning out situation, getting in so that these farm lane heroes will be able to get their proper itemization on time and as early as possible, so that they will be able to initiate team fights, and they will have that high damage output that they needed when they are going to create or initiate a team fight in this situation. Meanwhile, Vietnamese Mafia also right here at the farm lane, and it would be quite crucial if they would be found out as 𝐑𝐎𝐿, and Metal Wolf here will be seeing 𝐑𝐎𝐿 in through the brush, but Kid will be also watching over Metal Wolf, so that this Metal Wolf will be quite safe. And now I think it is a pause that is going on right now.
Actually, my thoughts on DTHPH, since they actually have the advantage right now for the gold disparity. They have learned that Vietnamese Mafia are really aggro on the clash lane, and having it again taken down for one of the best objective outputs that Vietnamese Mafia can do. But for the DTH, they're actually taking the lizards, taking information for the Azure Golems, the Crimson Golems, and look at that. They're actually taking it more, man.
That's true.
9.9.
Yeah, 9.9. That's still quite close on terms of goal, but I think that would be in danger on the side as Dharma is going down. Xiaoyan was picked off there by 3 people on the side of DTHPH. That is a quite crucial first blood on the side of DTHPH as they are continuing to invade at that jungle, as Mayin and Menki will be rotating out, trying to pick off that Musashi, and that Musashi will be going down as well off screen. Meanwhile, going down bottom lane, if there would be some problems that would be going on here, I think people for DTHPH, they really wanted to zone out that tire so that he will be able to pick off that buff that the tire will be giving out. Meanwhile, 𝐑𝐎𝐿 really wanted to get in and try to poke off, try to zone out Kid on that so that they will be able to actually get in favor on that tyrant. Now it will be a solo situation going on to the side of DTHPH, as DTHPH will be getting that tyrant first buff of the game going into the side of DTHPH. It's still a continuous pressure that is being done by DTHPH right now compared to what is happening right now at Vietnamese Mafia. Vietnamese Mafia right now in trouble right now in their own jungle as they are being invaded right now by DTHPH, and I think Rio will be going down by that 𝐷𝐿. 𝐷𝐿 getting that kill on that one will be continued as there would be pressure on Mundane. Mundane is still in danger and he will be picked off, and Musashi will get his revenge on that Menki.
Talking about continuous pressure, Jed, because for the side of the DTHPH, since they had one already picked up Dharma from the top lane, going back for the Tyrant, now taking one, but look at that, another one, Ram goes down, the Muchachi is now down, and don't care. This doesn't care for this one because Book East West is just gonna be going out, but Nitsu on the other side goes in again and goes in for the initiation, and Buki Nitsu is just unstoppable right here in this very moment.
That's true. They're quite unstoppable a bit here in this very moment as Metal Wolf trying to be 1v2 on this one against 𝐷𝐎𝐿 and Rio at the farm lane. Meanwhile, when we go at the middle lane right now, Kid might be scouting all alone right here, going into the Overlord, trying to look at people from the side of Vietnamese Mafia if there would be someone who's actually trying to contest if that Overlord will be picked off. I think they wanted to get that Crimson Golem in this one as DTHPH are going to invade on this one, trying to get that red buff, I mean that as a crimson buff rather, and I think it has went on the side of DTHPH on that, as Mundane will be getting that crimson buff. Meanwhile, they both Mundane and Metal Wolf getting that crimson buff right here, and now they are challenging that Overlord on this side of the map, trying to get that. I think it would be a free Overlord for the side of DTHPH, as Mundane will be securing that uncontested by, to my surprise, for the side of Vietnamese Mafia. They are playing passive right now.
Yeah, DTHPH just really, look at that. They're gonna be the 3v3 situation right here in their very own jungle. I agree with Jet said, because Vietnamese Mafia is having a hard time against DTHPH since the continuous pressure, having like a Tyrant, having an Overlord, now having taking one tier 1 tower from the side for Vietnamese Mafia on the top lane.
Yes,
having actually so many of it, Jet. I mean, I can't say because they have it already, and our tier 1 tower goes down. It's gonna be a commotion right here coming from the cash lane, but never mind, they have gotten out. DTHPH is really playing it smart right here. They're putting enough pressure, but Vietnamese Mafia is just not able to stop that commotion. But look at that. 4v4 in the clash lane. They're just waiting for the perfect moment to go in since they had information, but Mundane is just on the other side, goes in. Not much of an initiation coming from it, but they're just testing the waters right here, Jet.
Yes, that's true. Both of these teams trying to gauge out and zone out each other so that they'll be able to get prime position when it comes to team fights. And yes, we see that Crimson Golem going into the side of Mundane right here. That's Zhang I think. No, that Neza is going down as well. I think
But
no.
yeah,
And
but
yes,
takes
it's
it
a continuous touch that's going on right here.
Red team has
Takes
slain
one
an
more.
enemy.
This is Vietnamese Mafia taking two from the side of the DTHPH. Dharma just goes in. Punches everywhere. The ferocious claws. But would you look at that? Another one from Nitsu taking down Ryu.
Yes, I think Nitsu now going onto the side there, trying to go into Xiaoyan, and Xiaoyan trying to scurry away from that assault that is being applied here by Nitsu, and Nitsu getting away from that barrage of punches that Xiaoyan has been dealing on this one. And I think it's too safe. I mean, it's too risky rather to go into and apply even more pressure on that Dharma. But I think Nitsu going back into the middle lane and defend this constant pressure that is trying to that is applied right now by Vietnamese Mafia. Now Vietnamese Mafia 3-on-2 situation on the side of Vietnamese Mafia, but on the other hand, the Tyrant is being challenged right now by DTHPH, and it will be an undisturbed, uncontested Tyrant once more going in favor of DTHPH. And now Kid trying to apply pressure for the side of DTHPH.
Oh,
now
no.
they're trying to get in through that second tier tower.
Damage.
Will they be able to take a pick off there? But in response, that Zhang Fei is going down thanks to the defense with that tower. Very quite smart on the side of Vietnamese Mafia. Now going back to the middle, and they wanted to get more on that situation. I think they wanted to take advantage on that, but there are more people on the side of Vietnamese Mafia now applying constant pressure on that turret, and they would be going down like flies. But it is still quite dangerous as Neta taking that damage on the side of Vietnamese Mafia for his friends, so that his friends will be able to get more. But unfortunately, the range will be going down. So does Dharma. This is getting quite ugly. Silu, help on this one.
I actually have no words for this one, Jet, since we're actually seeing these both teams are having a trade-off, having good clashes. Look at this. DTHPH have 2 towers, but 3 objectives, but still the goal disparity is going, still inevitable for the South Vietnamese Mafia. Still 2k lead, bro, but still they're trying to catch up. Itemization is really on point for the both of the teams, guys, because that's how you win games, that's how you win clashes. Itemizations, the items make you stronger, you know. You know, because having utilities right here, because Bullet Cage is having a difficult situation right here for the side for the Vietnamese Mafia, but still tribune situation. But Mundane just gonna be taking those farms. Objectives are still gonna be but doesn't matter, but don't care. But Nitsu just goes out. But Nasha is just on the other side trying to hunt. Goes for the hunt, but never mind. Not having too much of a commotion or a clash. They're really testing the waters right now, since the enhanced overlord are now existing for the both of the teams. But Bookie Kid is just taking so much space right now, so they can zone out and take with the Tyrant once more. But Diggery, Hickory, Chickeny Clock. But never mind. The clock goes down, but the time doesn't bump. But they don't know that Dharma. Xiaoyan is just on the other side. It goes in again, goes up with a knock up in the air. It's gonna be the ferocious class. The barrage of punches just came in. Another one come here from Suez. Look at that. They actually managed to take one for the side of the DTHPH, but never mind, it's gonna be one more. Killing spree coming from Nitsu from DTHPH. Another one will be able to take 3, but never mind, Mundane takes it 1. What cost? Jet, it's 3 down to Vietnamese Mafia.
That is quite dangerous and quite smart from the side of DTHPH, as most of them are actually below 30% HP right now. But they were able to take 3 more down, and it is an ace on the side of DTHPH. Now they are continuing to apply pressure with that Overlord Vanguards. That is going to push and help them increase the pressure and go. They are now going into the high ground as that Overlord as the Shadow Vanguard is now helping them demolish the high ground towers of Vietnamese Mafia, and I think they wanted to end this as soon as the team fight is going to end. But three people right now on the side of Vietnamese Mafia is back
She's
up live and kicking, and they wanted to kick these behinds of DTHPH, but Kid will be able to rescue and give shields to these members of DTHPH, and they will be able to scurry out to safety.
𝐷𝐎𝐿 just saved the day for the side of DTHPH against Vietnamese Mafia for that revival. Look at that. DTHPH was able to secure an ace, going for the tier 3 push, tier 2 push to tier 3 push. They had the crystal now wide open for the side of Vietnamese Mafia. DTHPH might have a chance really to take the tables turn, but because Su is not able to get too much of an information because 𝐷𝐿 is just having a perfect moment for that clash. I mean, just this like the one of the moments, Jet. Like just one more, it's gonna be GG's.
Yes, that's true. It would be GG's if Vietnamese Mafia won't be careful, will be reckless on this particular team fight. Now, the Tyrant is being challenged right here by DTHPH, and I think this will be another uncontested Tyrant on the side of DTHPH, as they know that they have the upper hand on this one. And Kid just wanting to get information, trying to zone out people from Vietnamese Mafia, and now Vietnamese Mafia in retreat, trying to get back to their high ground for the safety of their high ground tower. But I think they would be in danger right here, as Dr. Bian here will be going down. So does Diggory, and then I think it would be also Rio going down. Rom is also down. One person left, and that Dharma is just above that high ground tower, and it will be a continuous demolition job that is being done right now by DTHPH. That Dharma was able to take one, but at what cost? They will be wiped out on the face of the earth, and it will be DTHPH going in, winning that game number 2 to extend this game into game number 3.
That was a very heated battle right there, Jed, because for DTHPS, this is what I'm talking about, yo. This is what I'm talking about, having like dual smites. It is very hot right now because they managed to zone out Vietnamese Mafia for the objectives, for the Tyrants, and especially for the towers. Now having the ace, exposing it, it is the time for DTHPH to shine.
Yes, that's true. That's quite. It shows that how both teams actually apply both strats. On game 1, early map control was in favor for Vietnamese Mafia, if I'm not mistaken. And then right now in game 2, we can see how DTHPH actually applied the same strat on the side of Vietnamese Mafia, and they know. I think they were able to win because I think on game number 1 we saw how DTHPH responds to team fights, and they know they can win team fights even with a disadvantage. Now on game number 2, they know that they're at an advantage. They know when to pick team fights. They know when to disengage, and they know how to save people from getting from being turned into a casualty. And we can see right now, DTHPH getting that win, getting that very tremendous team fight initiations, and that counter initiations that they were able to make. Also, we saw how DTHPH get those initiations and those zoning out, and they were able to zone out Vietnamese Mafia on taking the Tyrants, on taking the Overlords as well. And with that double smite for Kid and Mundane, they were able to actually steal some resources as well. And yes, it would be an uncontested race of objectives, and that would mean it is a closer step to victory on the side of DTHPH. Now, the question is, it is now down to a best of 1 series. It is a win or go home situation. What would Vietnamese Mafia do to adjust? And what would DTH do to actually predict on how Vietnamese Mafia will move on this one?
Actually, for DTHPH, I mean, they already studied their opponent. They know that they have been taking too much space, so DTHPH applied it to the, and it worked. For the side of Vietnamese Mafia, they actually having a hard time to take that much space against DTHPH, but they were able for the game 1. So, what that is actually quite right, Jet, that you said it's gonna be the best of 1 series right here. The winner will take it home in the game 3. So we're still gonna see, guys, because we've seen that DTHPH and Vietnamese Mafia are really fighting for its honor. Who will be the supreme of this battle? Because my name is Sally, your bodycaster Jet. This is the Battle for Supremacy 5v5 Reign Supreme of Honor of Kings. We'll be right back for the best of 3 or the game 3 against DTHPH versus Vietnamese Mafia.
Yes, stay tuned.
Blue team has slain an enemy. Red team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. Red team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. Red team has slain an enemy. Blue team rampage. Shut down. Red team killing spree. Shut down. Red team has slain an enemy. Free. Blue team double kill. Blue team has slain
are back right here for the Battle for Supremacy Raiders of Team 5v5 Honor of Kings. My name is Hal, this is your broadcaster Jed, because we are back for some more energy right here for the best of 3, because this is actually just one more from Vietnamese Mafia, then 𝐷𝐎𝐻𝐕 Jed.
Yes, it is getting heated in the middle of Heroes Gorge as both teams getting the series tied one apiece, and this will be a winner go home situation for both teams as we are trying to get through to this round of 16, and Vietnamese Mafia and 𝐷𝐻𝐕 gets one apiece right now. And who will be winning game 3? This will be quite an interesting back and forth situation that we are going to have right now, as both teams really wanted to get that spot in the quarterfinals.
Actually, that is quite true, because for the side of Vietnamese Mafia, talking about for the quarterfinals, Jet, because this is actually the best of 3, right? So you guys in the chat, please support Battle for Supremacy, because Battle for Supremacy wouldn't be possible without you. So give your best shout out for the best of these teams right here. For is it gonna be Vietnamese Mafia gonna be taking it home, or 𝐷𝐻𝐕? Because this is game 3, the winner will be taking it home with the win to advance for the semifinals. But we're still gonna see, guys, because it is a heated battle right here, Jet.
Yeah, so much heated that I'm sweating really cold right now.
Yeah, and we're red.
Both for the I'm wearing orange right now. I mean,
Orange.
yeah,
I'm colorblind.
it's red. And that is quite a heated situation, as orange and as red as the fires that has been launched right here. That's how fiery the situation between Vietnamese Mafia and 𝐷𝐻𝐕 that is being held right now. Both of them flexing their dominance, trying to assert their position right here as one of the best teams in Southeast Asia, as we are going to continue and get into game number 3 of Battle for Supremacy Reign Supreme Season 1. Now, still in a heated situation between not personally, no, it's still just the heated situation because both teams are really competitive. When you take a look at how team fights that are constructed and executed between these two teams, one very minor mistake could actually lead to their crystal getting popped off.
I actually agree with that, because now having actually for the quite heated battles for Vietnamese Mafia and 𝐷𝐻𝐕, I feel the rage coming here, because this is the last game. Now we're actually starting our drafting phase, Jet. So what are your thoughts on the drafting phase, Jet? Like, is it gonna be? Because look, they banned.
They banned the 𝐊𝐈𝐍𝐿. They banned the 𝐊𝐈𝐍𝐿. They banned the Dolia. Would there be a very interesting pick that we'll be seeing here as they ban a and we see, there will be a 𝐿𝐿 ban, and I don't think that would be a 𝐿𝐿 ban there, but it will be a Princess Frost ban. Well, Princess Frost, very notorious for that very itchy crowd control, and you don't want that to happen on you. 2 to 3 seconds of crowd control is quite long, and you won't be able to do anything on that. And it is still a continuous ban on that Dun. That Dun is quite itchy and quite tanky, and that is one of the keys on how Vietnamese Mafia won game number 1 earlier on. Now, I think Vietnamese Mafia rather, will be picking off that Mai Shiranui. I think, yes, it was a key to the victory of 𝐷𝐻𝐕 earlier. Mai Shiranui was picked on by 𝐷𝐻𝐕 on game number 2, and I think with that, I think this is a counter pick on the side of Vietnamese Mafia, hoping that there would be someone. And I think, yes, continuing on that counter picking situation, Metal Wolf will be playing as Marco Polo, such as how Vietnamese Mafia was playing on that hero earlier on.
Actually, from the side of 𝐷𝐻𝐕, now that we see the Metal Wolf goes for the Marco Polo, the Purify again comes in. Booking it goes and again for the tank comfort pick, because for the smite, because still objectives is still gonna be a thing. It's still gonna be a matter. So it still depends, because they have banned Dun, so not much of a knockoff is gonna be happening. But Boogie Swiss, who is that? Come on, Jet, help me out here.
Yes, that's Lu Bu. That was. Yes, that's Lu Bu, and that Lu Bu was quite crucial on how Vietnamese Mafia played with a Lu Bu Dun combination on the side, as in they were actually eating tower damage and they don't even care. And and they were able to secure pickoffs just because there were two huge big boys that are taking the damage in behalf of those squishy but painful damage dealers. That's why it was one way for Vietnamese Mafia rather, to actually get into that. And now the tanky big boys are in the side of DTHPH with that Zhang and Lubu combination. Now we'll see. We see right now there's a Lady Zen ban and a 𝐑𝐎𝐿 ban. Right now for both teams, 𝐑𝐎𝐿 would be quite crucial with team fight initiations, with that crowd control, the zoning. Same goes with Lady Zen. Lady Zen very itchy when it comes to crowd control as well. I think since there are no mage heroes still picked by DTHPH, it would be quite crucial on what type of mage hero. Would they go for the bursty one, or would they go for someone actually be someone mobile, or would be someone who actually has crowd control capability, so that their Marco Polo would be able to hit very freely on that.
Actually, I agree with that, but yeah, it's still gonna be dependent because strategies still depends on the execution. But for this one game tree, I think this is gonna be a different strategy right now because DTHPH are gonna be locking it again with double smites.
Yes, speaking of double smite, it is a Mankey jungle again, as Mundane will be doing that Mankey once more. Being very annoying in the side of the jungle. I think they would be doing that Mankey Zhang with that Lubu. I think DTHPH will be getting that Shangguan as a very nimble as well. Shangguan rather, has a very evasive type. Shangguan has that evasion capability, but also can dish out a lot of damage. Now we see on the side of Vietnamese Mafia, they have that 𝐷𝐿 and as a roamer rather, and I think this would be a U1 jungle. And we'll see about what is going to happen here. This is quite an interesting pick, but I think it would be on how they are going to apply the Q1 for Vietnamese Mafia. I think it would be quite dangerous to see more of the same on the side of DTHPH. They say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think that is one of the key to the victory of DTH. Would they be able to do that once more, or will Vietnamese Mafia say something about that?
That is true because I'm having the feeling in my bones right here for the side, actually both of the side of the teams, because they got the interesting picks come in. And look at that, just fast loading screen right there. I mean, that's Honor of Kings for you guys. But they're having like two smites right now for the side for DTHPH. They're gonna be taking the objective for the itemizations, but both of the teams actually proved that actually not having two smites, you could still make a comeback. But still, having two smites is still it's still a good play because you're gonna be taking it home. Still two smites for the damage, even for the objectives, man. I mean, it's gonna be a sure win. They're gonna be getting more itemizations.
Yes, and it would be more chances to get that Tyrant or that Overlord in that behavior. And we see right now, it is starting to get heated here as 𝐷𝐿 wanted to dive down, wanted to get that Mundane. But on the other hand, Zhang Fei was eliminated. Kid was taken out on that equation by both 𝐷𝐿 and that Elaine. Excuse me about that one. And we are going to continue what is going to have here as Vietnamese Mafia wanted to pressure that Suez, as Xiaoyan and Diggory really wanted to dig deep into that Lubu, but to no avail. I think that Lubu will be happy hugging that tower. Meanwhile, we see Vietnamese gangsters on the bottom side as well, on the farm lane. It is also a commotion as Rum and Rio wanted to take advantage with that Mai Shiranui rotation earlier on, but Kid and Metal Wolf will just be hugging that tower so that they will be safe.
Actually, that is true because Rum comes in again, but look at that. Early clashes, as I can see right now, Jet, the Vietnamese Mafia is really aggressive. Talking about aggressive, they take Nitsu down for the side for DTHPH. Now, considering Vietnamese Mafia with still just one smite, but still having a stun from Rum, they are gonna be going for the quite aggressive play, but there's gonna be commotion on mid. Not much. It's 3v3 still, but 4v4 because Nitsu comes in for the reinforcement, but never mind. It's gonna be going Bookie Kid.
going in and out again. The Bookie Swiss does not have that much information. Would you look at that? And now the run coming here from the side from Vietnamese Mafia. Talking about heated battles, they're not stopping for the aggression, Jet.
Yes, that's true. And we see as much as possible, Vietnamese Mafia wanted to take early pickups like what they did in game number 1. But it would be quite challenging because it would be tanky big boys on the side of DTHPH. Meanwhile, right there in the middle, as both, right down in the farm lane, as Metal Wolf and Rio will just be exchanging blows here, left and right. But in the middle lane, it is quite a commotion because there are a lot of people, 4 people on the side of Vietnamese Mafia trying to invade that DTHPH middle lane and trying to assert their position. Now we see Xiaoyan on the other hand trying to scout in as Suez and Mundane will be scouting out that clash lane. Now all alone is Nitsu and will be in danger that as Don't Care will be picking Nitsu off on that kill.
Wow. Don't care. He just doesn't care who he matched with, man. I mean, Nitsu is down. Not having to think much, but Ram is just making a Metal Wolf go down in his knees because, bro, I mean, the damage output coming from Realm is just very unstoppable right there. I mean, 4-0 already for the side for Vietnamese Mafia, guys. 4 minutes in. It's gonna be 5 seconds still. The Overlord and the Tyrant goes up and resurrected. So objectives are still gonna be on point for the both of the teams. But how are they gonna be zoning out? Because Vietnamese Mafia are gonna be having a quite hard time here. Go in time for that tower. It's gonna be 4v4 situation since it's gonna be a picture move at the time for the DTHPH. How would you look at that? Because Don't Care. Doesn't care, but still goes down because Bookie Kid is still alive and well. Not an adult, but the Bookie Kid comes again with Rom. Is going in again, but the Marco Polo is just unstoppable. Bookie Sways just go for the ultimate, but still goes in again for the reinforcement. It's gonna be a winning situation right here for that clash for the DTHPH. Now that they have secured and zoned out much of that space against Vietnamese Mafia, they're gonna be taking home that Tyrant because it's actually gonna be still, but never mind. Still goes for the side of the DHPH.
Now Digri in danger here, but to avail, Don't Care will be picking off that Shank one again. Nitsu going down for the count, but we'll see about that. Metal Wolf will be able to get into more of it as Zhang Fei needs to pop out that ult so that kid will be safe. But who is not safe? The Renji, as he is going down by that Metal Wolf. Metal Wolf is right now getting those skills, but Mundane still being safe and saved by that safety bubble that he has throughout this game. He is still continuing with that Mankey, trying to get more objectives, and now Metal Wolf quite in danger as there's Don't Care wanted to dive, and Metal Wolf will be out. Damon is going to love this one.
The Metal Wolf just turned into Metal Puppy, man. I mean,
Yes.
it is a cup right there, but still, look at this. DTHPH just had the quite advantage against Vietnamese Mafia. This is what I'm actually waiting for the side for DTHPH. Actually, they actually just need to take just one wrong clash from Vietnamese Mafia and they can take it home for the execution. Would you look at this? They're trying to get the Overlord, but still goes for the side for the Vietnamese Mafia.
Yes, that's true. And we see they need to actually take that Overload to create even more pressure for all the lanes for at least 2 waves here. And we see, even though Metal Wolf just died earlier, I think Metal Wolf will be okay. And he needs to actually get more farm so that the itemization will be quite early on his side. Now we see Don't Care might be seeing someone here as Kid. And Don't Care will be meeting in the middle of that. But Don't Care that kid will be going down thanks to the help of Diggory with that burst damage going in from Don't Care, and now Vietnamese Mafia will be applying pressure, very hard pressure in the middle tower as they wanted to eliminate this tier 1 middle tower here. Rom will be taking a lot of damage on this one by the tower, but to no avail. That tower will be crumbled into dust, and now it will be time for DTHPH will be continuing on that zoning out phase as there are people right now as that Lubu will be diving, but Suez will be catching no one but ants in the middle of the ground, and he will be caught swimming with those ants in the middle of the ground, under the ground, as well as he is down for the count. And the fight continues here as Metal Wolf also going down. It will be a double kill going on for the side of Don't Care, and Don't Care won't care anymore, and they will be applying applying even harder pressure on this tier 2 middle tower, and this tower is going down as well, and the push will be continuing on the side of Vietnamese Mafia.
Talking about pushing, because we see that Vietnamese Mafia is just going hard for this one. It's gonna be DTHP. Goes in again. Lobo. Oh, but look at that. Another one push. It comes in, but it's gonna be going out. It's gonna be very low in its HP, but Lobo comes in. Goes another one. But still very inevitable for its moments, because for the South of Vietnamese Mafia, despite they are very, very low, they still managed to take DTHPH one down, which is Nitsu. But still, 24,000, which is 4,000 gold coin lead with the disparity is just very amazing at this point, because Vietnamese Mafia just took down like 3 towers straight in that one clash. 8 minutes in, 40 seconds left till the Overlord Tyrant, and gonna be enhanced for like 2 minutes. But still, man, as much as I can say, these two teams are really hitting it off. They're really making the miracles happen, man.
They're really kicking into high gear, as what you've said, Silo. And now take a look at this one. They really wanted to actually apply pressure right on the middle lane. They are at a disadvantage, and now DTHPH wanted to actually apply pressure right now in the middle lane. As we can see right down here in the watery area, they wanted to actually initiate team fights, but Vietnamese Mafia will be there. A lot of people right now, and they will be zoned out thanks to the efforts of Xiaoyan and Rum. With that, now it is a continuous assertion of dominance right here in the middle lane, and it would be quite a clash, and it will turn ugly if someone makes mistakes and really dives into too deep on this one. Now we are going to look at Vietnamese Mafia really wanted to pressure all those 3 lanes, and they will be doing that, and they will be securing that Tyrant.
Vietnamese Mafia has now 2 Tyrants in 1 from the side of the DTHPH, since they are going to be having some advantage with the disparity with the gold calling. But see, DTHPH is going to be having some better positions, but at least because for the side of Vietnamese Mafia, they are not stopping, as I can see, because they have taken so much space right now. They're going to be going for the tier 2 tower. It's going to be deep for them because they are just going to be zoning it out. Look at that. Vietnamese Mafia has now the advantage with like 5 towers. DTHPH not having good positions because they have been pushed out to the tier 3 with a high ground.
Now, it would be quite a danger if there's a constant pressure going into the side of DTHPH, as Vietnamese Mafia continues to apply the pressure, but Rum might be in danger here, and Nitsu really wanted to die, but thanks to that untargetable skill, he will be out and safe and sound. Now Xiaoyan really applying pressure on that tier 2 top tower, and it will be going down for the count as well. This lane is going 1v3 on this one, and I think he will be safe and sound. Yes, he will be taking out one. What will they be doing here? DTHPH quite in danger here, as Don't Care will be diving through on that. It will still be a continuous pressure going into this one, as DTHPH needs to regroup and retreat on their high ground tower, as Vietnamese Mafia is constantly applying that very hard push. Now they are able to zone out to actually get that overload on their favor.
Now would you look at another push coming from the side from Xiaoyan, actually taking advantage for the 1v3, but still the reinforcements are going to be coming in from the Vietnamese Mafia. They are not stopping for the aggression. That is what I was trying to tell you guys in Jet a while ago, that Vietnamese Mafia are going to be doing for the hard aggression, since they are really heated for this one. They're going to be very, very confident on what they can do in this battle.
That's true. We see that right now, Sailu, and it is quite tense on the side of DTHPH, that they are really right now on the defensive, as 6 of their turrets are down, and now they are being pressured right now in the middle thanks to the efforts going on the side of Vietnamese Mafia. Now they really wanted to go into the jungle, but I think they wanted to go into the jungle, but DTHPH wanted to go back because their tier 3 high ground tower is now in pressure and in constant threat, thanks to the Vietnamese Mafia that is always constantly applying that pressure. Either lane, probably at the bottom, could be at top, also at the middle. It is still a continuous pressure that is being applied. Now both teams are just zoning out and trying to shoo away these people to actually like either create your assault or defend the turrets of DTHPH right now. Now we see the Shadow Vanguard going in right now up top as Nitsu tries to defend on this one. Now will there be people from Vietnamese Mafia who will be also fishing in and take advantage on this one? Now it is a constant pressure. Thank you Shadow Vanguard for breaking this tier 3 high ground tower, and there would be a crowd control going in as Motsu will be applying that crowd control on that. Now will they be also applying the same amount of pressure in the middle lane? Sailu, it will be quite dangerous if they would make mistakes here right now.
Talking about Vietnamese Mafia, now that they have the tier 3 tower down from the side of DTHPH from the top lane, now they're gonna be zoning it in to take one more tyrant down. They're gonna be having some more buffs coming in to help with that push. I think and I am sensing that Vietnamese Mafia in its very heated battle that they're gonna be taking it down. They're gonna be finishing it early, but still, the positions will still matter. The strategy will still matter, and especially the execution. But how are they gonna be doing it? Because what I see right now for the Vietnamese Mafia, that DTHPH actually can stood a chance when it comes to clashes. Just one wonderful play or just wonderful pick by pick for the side for the DTHPH, so they can take the Vietnamese Mafia down, even though they had the tyrant buff.
Yes, I agree with you. And meanwhile, I think there would be a commotion here that will be done inside the jungle, but it is still both teams scurrying it out and trying to create a space for either team to actually apply. They are trying to fish someone here. If someone gets in too deep on their position, and we see Kid trying to initiate the battle. Lane taking out that Marco Polo off screen, and we are still going to continue. Vietnamese Mafia trying to apply pressure here on the middle tier 3 tower. Someone is going diving right now. It will be going down. It will be a double kill for Rum, and the tower, tier 3 tower, will be destroyed on this one. And Benki on the unstoppable streak, and that would be it for DTHPH, as Vietnamese Mafia will be crumbling the crystal of DTHPH into dust, thus putting them into the next round.
Would you look at that? Big congratulations right here for the side of Vietnamese Mafia. They have secured themselves into the semifinals. Jet, what do you say about the aggression right here coming from the Vietnamese Mafia?
God, I'm out of breath. God, that was quite intense, because we see both teams don't want to make any mistakes. That's why they're just trying to zone out people. And when Kid, on the last part of the game, tried to initiate, a lot of people from Vietnamese Mafia actually swarmed in and picked them off. And then the next has been a continuous threat to all the structures that are up on the side of the THPH. And it is quite a very scary situation when you're in trying to defend on that one. We see that Vietnamese Mafia was able to create certain situations wherein, say for example, when they want to create a team fight, that Alain, or should I say Xiaoyan, was there. Say for example, Xiaoyan was creating pressure in top lane. There were 3 people from DTHPH who actually went there, and then there were reinforcements that comes from Vietnamese Mafia to actually help out that lane. But in the middle of that scurry, or in the middle of that commotion, Xiaoyan was able to pick off one member of DTHPH in exchange of that combat, and was able to survive.
I actually agree with that. Now having like DTHPH, you know, they stood a chance against Vietnamese Mafia, but still Vietnamese Mafia is taking it one by one. DTHPH is not having quite of an investment for the itemizations, because Vietnamese Mafia are really doing a good job of how they're going to be zoning it out. Now having the Overlord and the Tyrant together. You know, having the buffs again with the Shadow Vanguard, I mean, that's going to be a hard push exposing your crystal, because, you know, when your crystal is exposed, we all know, because that is the specialty for the Honor of Kings. And we do look at that now that we've concluded on our first match. That is Vietnamese Mafia securing themselves into the next of the series. But still, big congratulations right here for DTHPH for still standing up against Vietnamese Mafia, despite that Vietnamese Mafia is really literally dominating in this scene. But still, the DTHPH, there's still more tournaments right here coming for the BattleForSupremacy, Honor Kings 5v5 Reign Supreme. There's still gonna be more opportunities outside. So you still have some more to go to win those fights, man. Because as casters, we're still rooting for you. And would you look at that? Because guys, that actually the best of three, Vietnamese Mafia secured them win. And talking about winning, guys, have you ever heard of Team Wallet? Because here, guys, with Team Wallet, you can buy, sell, and trade crypto tokens like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Algo, Solana, and so much more. Because Supreme ETFs are the Supreme Exchange traded funds in Team
Y-
Wallet.
y-
Unlike other platforms, you need to download and sign up separately to
y-
buy Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah.
Team Wallet makes it easier and more accessible for everyone by saving your time and effort through Supreme ETFs or the Supreme Exchange Traded Funds in Team Wallet. You can now purchase your Bitcoin and Ethereum with just one click because Team Wallet has integrated all these features into a single system, making it convenient and more very efficient for its users. So you can, guys, download now your Telegram app, then search for the Team Wallet bot. So use this convenient tool. And did you know in Team Wallet bot you can actually earn team tokens? Team tokens can be earned by referring our players to join our tournaments. These tokens can be converted to cash or used to join upcoming events in BFS, which is Battle for Supremacy. And talking about the events for the Battle for Supremacy, are you a player? Because Supreme Team Draft is right here, always in the very moment, because Supreme Team offers you to be having those opportunities for you to be drafted within its ranks by dominating events for Call of Duty, Mobile, and Fortnite. We're still gonna see if there's gonna be Valorant. We're still gonna be Honor of Kings. We're still gonna see, guys, because that is what the Supreme Team can offer right now. And talking about Fortnite, everybody, you can buy your Fortnite V-Bucks using BNB. So you can now purchase your Fortnite V-Bucks in real time and receive the pin. So go to Alt Team Wallet Bot to use these Fortnite or the using of the BNB. So talking about Fortnite, are you a Fortnite player itching to compete? Because Battle for Supremacy just have the works for you. So be sure to explore our island map, which is BFStv Red and Blue, to keep yourselves updated. So join our Telegram channel, which is BFStv Fortnite, to learn more. And talking about Battle for Supremacy, we still have one more. And what is that? That is the Battle for Supremacy top up. Because guys, you can buy your own HOK tokens, ride points, Garena shells, and Fortnite V-Bucks. Please, let's go use this convenient tool because Battle for Supremacy BFS TV Top Up has got it here right for you. My name is Alio. This is your bodycaster Jet because we have concluded in our match 1. Big congratulations for Vietnamese Mafia. And the match 2 is going to be Xless from Indonesia. And still, would you look at this? It's gonna be Vietnamese, but the
Gangs.
gangsters. Yeah, the Vietnamese gangsters. So my name is Alio. This is your bodycaster Jet. We'll be right back. We're gonna be taking a short break.
All right, stay tuned.
Blue team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. An enemy. Red team has slain an enemy. Red team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. Blue team killing spree. Blue team double kill. Blue team has slain an enemy. Red team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy.
And would you look at that? Because we're right here for the 5v5 Honor of Kings Reign Supreme Battle for Supremacy. My name is Hado. This is your bodycaster Jet, and we are back for some more action, more energy. We are pumped up and we're really heated. Talking about heated, it is really heat right here, Jet.
Yes, that's true. Even here where I am staying right now, it's quite hot, but the cold and the hot has been fused together. That's why I'm having cold sweats right now. And this is making me nervous as we are proceeding to game number 2 as X List will be facing off against Vietnamese gangsters right now in our best of 3 series. Hope that this will also be up to par and this match will be quite exciting as Indonesia will be facing off against Vietnam.
Would you look at that? Because Vietnamese Mafia have secured themselves, but will the Vietnamese again secure themselves again for the semifinals? Because it's gonna be Exodus from Indonesia against the Vietnamese gangster. And talking about hot and cold, Jet. I mean, we're not Katy Perry, but you're hot and you're cold. Yes, and you're cold. Because not gonna lie, everybody, the air right here is very cold, but at the same time, the atmosphere is like hot, man. I mean,
Yes.
that's weather for you guys. I mean, for you guys right here, for the Battle for Supremacy, please have your snacks ready. Have your food ready because we're in it for some more right here since the drafting phase.
is now gonna be starting. It's Xless versus Vietnamese Gangster. And Jet, what do you think or what do you expect from the both of the teams?
That one. I've expected that one as well. I've expected those two bans as early on when we were actually when you were on the onset of asking me what am I expecting, am I Shiranui ban and a Dolia ban? I have expected that because my and also Dolia has been contested on this game for quite a number of times right now because meta picks say that having a Mai just like what we've seen earlier between Vietnamese Mafia and DTHPH, whosoever used that Mai Shiranui actually won that game if you have noticed. And yes, a Mai Shiranui pick will be quite crucial when it comes to like bursting and being nimble and initiate team fights. Have you seen earlier in the previous game where in that Mai Shiranui doesn't have any regard for that tower and she's quite nimble in actually dodging in and out of these fights. Now we are going to see what's going to happen here. So there's a 𝐓𝐿 ban, a 𝐑𝐎𝐿 ban, and it is quite a usual ban here for the roamers as we the Hino has escaped.
And still the Don is present for the Vietnamese, brother.
Yes. And now let's going to take a continuous observation on this one as we see Vietnamese Gangsters picking up a 𝐑𝐎𝐿 on this one. I think, yes, this will be a late gameplay wherein 𝐑𝐎𝐿 will be dishing out a lot of damage and being evasive on that matter. We see this Imperial Seal quite itchy. There's also a way for him to debuff, and we see, speaking of debuffs, I mean dispel rather, speaking of dispel, we see a lot of debuffs here with that Levi. Also with that Motsu will be quite itchy when it comes to crowd controls, either being played in the middle or being played right here as a roamer. We'll see about how Xlist will be constructing there. As we see, we also know Hino can be played in the middle and also in the clash lane. It will be quite interesting on how they're going to build on this one as we see a Levi being secured as their main jungler on the side of Xlist. Meanwhile, I think this is a clash lane Dharma. There's no other choice on this one, and this will be Windy Boys done being played here as a roamer. Highly likely.
Highly likely, but still, Dharma is still present. Yeah, I actually agree. It's gonna be on the clash lane, but still, for the side for Xless, actually, now that they have got Su with the smite, will this be a double smite again? Because for a fact, that guys, I mean, for the past series or for the past eliminations that we've conquered for the last few days, that double smite actually has a high win rate. In terms of gold itemizations, the disparity, still they have it, Jet.
Yes, that's true. Speaking of double smite, either the roamer and the jungler will be taking those smites so that they will be able to secure quicker, and they still also have a chance to actually steal some golems from the side of their opponents when they're trying to invade the jungles and such. This could also be used for the tyrant and the overlord, wherein two smites are better than one because there's still a chance to actually take that and would be a crucial kill steal for either side if you have two smites compared to just one. Now we see that Fang, or I think that would be a Mai going in as their main jungler on the side of Vietnamese Gangsters, and I think it's either the Fang or the main. And yes, I think they've finally settled with the Fang. Very high damage outburst, and that chakra, that ultimate that Fang has, quite itchy and still also has slow, and it will be hard for anyone who gets caught in the middle on this one. So Subin would be using this one, and going into the side of Xlist, 𝐿𝐿 will be picked out here, and I think it would be fireworks when we see an 𝐿𝐿. So I think this game will be quite interesting and will be explosive because 𝐿𝐿 will be played by Dyra for Xlist as their farm laner. And I think speaking of selections right now, I think Mayin, yes, I think it would be a double smite probably on the side of Xlist. I think not, and and now we are going to witness a Lady Zen. There's still contemplation whether it will be a Lady Zen or yeah, it will be finalized. I saw glimpses of a Nuwa selection for Vietnamese gangsters. I wanted a Nuwa selection because I really want to see a Nuwa in action because it is a personal favorite on this one. Now, we have seen the picks for both teams. Now, having this very interesting selection of heroes that they have right now, I just expect fireworks on how I think that Alessio would be quite crucial as well.
Well, for the both of the teams, and actually we can see not much of a investment on spells have been invested, but still, Smite is present. Still, flashes are still present. Majority of the teams have those flashes, so I think I have a feeling that these both of the teams are actually going to be going quite aggressive because it might be a steal for or a gank actually or a clash fight for the objectives. It might be for the Overlord or the Tyrant, but most likely I have a feeling it's gonna be going for the Tyrant because having actually Dharma on the other side for the side for Vietnamese gangster, Dharma they're gonna be having a quite good advantage when it comes to clash, especially when it comes to jungle clashes because the walls are very very thin on it, and having thin walls you're gonna give Dharma a much more advantage when it comes to team fights. And look at that, we actually right now here starting on our match 2. This is 𝐓𝐿 versus Vietnamese gangster.
And now we have observed that there is quite probably a situation here, and now Levi is going out of their high ground, and we will be seeing quite an action here as both Vietnamese gangsters and 𝐓𝐿 here will be clashing right here in the middle lane, and someone is quite in danger right here. Snull is trying to scurry out, and being knocked back is Windy Boy, and Windy Boy needs the sanctuary of his healing dew and his high ground, I mean tier 1 tower, just to keep him safe on this one. Meanwhile, dangers not yet averted as Dull is still quite in danger, being chased up by 3 people, and Dull might be going down on this one, and first blood will be dealt by the Motsa. Windy Boy might be in danger as well. They are in danger as Vietnamese gangsters need to scurry away because 𝐓𝐿 will be securing that Azure Golem of Vietnamese gangsters.
They did secure that. It's gonna be here for the side for the Vietnamese gangster getting one against 𝐓𝐿. Would you look at that? Another trade comes in, but still they're gonna be having an advantage from 𝐓𝐿 since they secured the Azure Golem. But still, it's a 1-1, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Everybody still having 200 with the disparity of the gold coin lead against 𝐓𝐿. I mean, for the Vietnamese. What's happened with Vietnamese gangster? I mean, they actually having quite a good advantage on how they can take for the clash. But look at that, Dharma just having the ferocious punches are coming in. I mean, talking about mana back heal, man, I don't want to get punched by that.
That's true. This monk is actually dishing out this barrage of combinations, now getting in 1 kill. Meanwhile, Windy Boy might be in danger as 𝐁𝐿 also in danger as well. Half-Life remaining on this side as 𝐁𝐅𝐒 really wanted to get more farm on this one, as we see right now in the jungle. There is a challenge as Subin would be deploying that chakram and shooing Gatsu away. Meanwhile, it is in danger as there would be crowd control immunity, but still, it is surviving. Levi will be taking out that Dharma on that situation. Now, would there be any continuous damage being dealt here as Windy Boy might be in danger as Enix trying to chase him up? Now that Don really wanted to take that kill, and he will be eliminated by 𝐁𝐿. 𝐁𝐿 will be actually going home right now as we see 𝐓𝐿 now a bit of a lead on their side as 4 kills to 2 and a bit of a gold lead for them with less than 1,000. Now they wanted to secure that Azure Golem for their side, but 𝐁𝐿 might be really into deep on this one as Bang really wanted to...
Red team has slain an
We're still
enemy.
gonna be tech hidden because that is Vietnamese gangster for you. They're actually quite crazy. This one, the Dharma is just not stopping, man. I mean,
Slain an enemy.
Vietnamese gangster and 𝐓𝐿 are on a killing spree right here, Jet.
Yes, look at that even scoreline golds, even scoreline kills. This is really getting heated on this one as Friction is starting to get even out right now as Windy Boy really wanted to take that Crimson Golem on the side of the blue team. X-List will be losing that, and yes, it is still a continuous barrage of balls as we see ferocious punches being deployed as Hino has been erased there, and it is still a continuous fight to the death. It is an unstoppable force of motion right now as we see Windy Boy diving through that tower and making Raze life in danger right now as ferocious punches will be followed up to finish that off.
Wow, it's just like a matter of seconds, they really hitting it off. And talking about the Tyrant, Vietnamese Gangster has now one tower advantage on the bottom lane and one Tyrant, giving them like a minute and 30 or 2 minute 30 on an advantage lead on how they're gonna push the towers because of those Tyrant buffs. And talking about Vietnamese Gangster, they're really going aggression, and X-List is just too much on the defensive side. And look at that, another kill coming from Dharma. I mean, yo, Dharma, you gotta chill, man. I mean, these people can't take your punches. And talking about punches, it's gonna be here for the side for X-List again. It's gonna be tricky the situation, but still Vietnamese Gangster is gonna be getting a delay. But from the backlines, it might be a pincher move, but never mind. It's gonna be a 4v4 situation right here for the side for the X-List. But still, Daira is just staying on mid, going for the holdout. But how are they going to be executing the strategy? Going to be going in since the Don is still here, goes in for the launch from the air. The bang bang is going to be making those pistols pop. But never mind, goes out again. Not much of a commotion of the clash is going to be happening, Jet. But I mean, I'm running out of lungs, but talking about lungs going to be pushed to the back. It's getting stunned. Another killing spree from Gatsu. They're not stopping. But look at that. It's going to be race again for the clash. Goes up from the Dun. Dun, 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 dun. But never mind. Goes out again. But it is quite unstoppable. Talking about unstoppable again, it's going to be another one for Dharma. Oh my god, these players are not letting me rest. But will you still please? Because this is when the boy is just going down. Okay, this is your time to shine, Jet.
Yes, it is quite loose. We are losing our wind here, trying to catch up with the action-packed action that is going on right here as Raze will be going in, trying to eliminate that Overlord, trying to zone out as Zubin will be seeing them right there. We'll be seeing Zubin. Yes, it will be an elimination going into the side of X-List. They will be taking that Overlord for the next 2 waves, and this Dharma still continuously punching a lot of people right here, and we see Ennis just stumbling through the wall, just really wanting to get that. Meanwhile, Bang Bang really putting on the Bang Bang on that second tier as he was able to take it down, creating more space, creating more pressure on the side of X-List. Meanwhile, right down in the middle, we see a commotion that is going on right here as Windy Boy will be talking and Bang will be taking a killing spree streak going on to the side of that Dharma. Dharma might be in danger right here as Windy Boy scurrying out on that combat. Meanwhile, it is still a continuous barrage. Will Windy Boy go down? He still lives! He survived that one! We see Batman trying to apply the pressure on the third tier high ground tower as Tyra really needed to respond on that, and it will be a safe space for Vietnamese Gangster, really making a gangster out of their lives, and we see Vietnamese Gangsters really taking out that advantage play going onto their side.
And another one might be happening for the clash. It's going to be here for the side for the X is getting the upper hand advantage, but never mind, it's going to be Vietnamese Gangster over the black lines. Whoa. Taking that turret down, it's gonna be a must here for the side of Vietnamese Gangster. They have taken it down. It's gonna be a push right here, but Gull is just gonna be having a hard time since look at that. Another one coming from the Vietnamese guys is going to be having a hard time, but still X is going to be having an advantage. It's going to be a hidden moment here for the final months because we see Dull. Look at this one. Bang Bang is going to be pushing that tier 3 tower. It's going to be the Crystal Explosion. It's a matter of minutes. Look at that. Oh my days. But it's going to be over right here. The Crystal is now open in just 7 minutes or 8 minutes in the game. Crystal is now open. Now having like one tower for the side, but still 5 damage down for the time for X-Less. This is really unstoppable, Jeff.
Yes, I agree. I was losing air on the onset of the combat. Continuous clashes that was going there. But we see as Bang Bang was able to take out that high ground tower on the bottom, but Dire was able to take out Bang Bang in the process. Now we see how much does it cost for them to actually lose one of their high ground towers as their crystal will be opened up for the picking. Now we see, I think there will be a challenge going in right now as Subin will be securing the Tyrant. He almost contested there by the people of X-List. Now we see Kuching really needed to actually scurry away as we see the threat of Windy Boy going in, trying to fish off someone so that they will be able to actually create space and create a pick off on the side of the map. We see Ennis right now going into the side of that Crimson Golem, but being sandwiched in the middle, probably with Subin and Windy Boy trying to chase on that one. Meanwhile, right here in the middle, Bang Bang trying to go Bang Bang on that middle tower, trying to make distractions on that as Windy Boy and Subin trying to dive in as Alessio is going down. Now Windy Boy trying to actually follow up on that one, and then there will be a commotion, still a continuous on that, and then it will be a double kill for Subin. Subin trying to actually scurry away, but Ennis will be eliminated on that. Bang Bang now continuously going Bang Bang that as Dull will be going, trying to push, and most people right now, Vietnamese gangsters, will be applying pressure as they have a proper wave. I think it will be gone right now as they are trying to look for a regroup so that they will be able to apply pressure. Speaking of pressure right now, Bangman will be applying pressure on that, and he will be eliminating that Levi. Now, he will be able to actually get that top, the high ground tower on that one, as Vietnamese gangsters will be continuously, constantly applying pressure for both top and bottom lanes as they are now going in to apply pressure on the middle lane, Sailu.
And would you look at that, because it's actually just 5 seconds left. Still the overload and the tyrant gonna be enhanced. And look at that. Now the tyrant and the enhanced overload are now up and ready. The ballista or the cannon just gonna be going non-stop right here for the side for Vietnamese gangster. But still, X-List are just trying to zone out the possibilities right here for Vietnamese gangster. The opportunities that they can have the advantage, because enhanced overload is gonna be an end game winning for the side for the Vietnamese gangster, because it's just one tower left, Jet.
Yes, that's true. It is just one overlord left, and it is just one lane left right here. But there's still a commotion. A �skill𝐍𝐶 will be done by the time
Double kill!
we get the double kill on that one. Now they're going right down the middle lane, trying to end this game right now. And there are Divis and Ace right now, and no one is left on the side of X-List. Now they're going to transition, going into the top lane, and now they're going to end this one. And Vietnamese gangsters will be getting game number 1 of this best of 3 series.
Oh my god, that is match 2, everybody. That is game 1 in just like what, 10 minutes? We actually see the dominancy coming from the Vietnamese team right here, Jet. I mean, these players are really going for the non-stop aggression right here. This is what I'm actually talking about, like having the investment of those flashes and just one smite. This is what I'm telling you, man. I have the feels for it. They actually go and taking it another win and taking it home, another one for the aggression. I have the feeling that they're gonna be going for the aggression, and would you look at that? They actually showed it to us, and I think we're gonna be needing some inhaler for this one.
Yes, I think I'm going not just an inhaler. I think I need my nebulizer, because that game just took my breath away, honestly, Sailu, and I'm having a hard time. But I think they really wanted to challenge how much we can keep up with that action-packed pace that they're actually bringing it to us. And even though we're struggling to actually catch up, it was a very entertaining fight between X-List and Vietnamese gangsters, really brought up to this round of 16. And yes, although one game has been down, there's still more to go as we are trying to approach game number 2 of this best of 3 series.
I actually agree with that now that Vietnamese gangster has secured their win with 1-0 against the X-List. And but how can X-List can give resiliency against Vietnamese gangster? We're still gonna see, guys, because this is a best of 3 of the match 2. So yeah, this is round 16 of the 5v5 Honor of Kings. This is Battle for Supremacy. My name is Silo, and this is your buddy Caster Jet. We'll be back for some more action right here. Still best of 3. We're still gonna be seeing some more action with the match 2 or the game 2. So see you guys.
Stick around.
Stick around.
First blood. Red team has slain an enemy. Red team has slain an enemy. an enemy. Red team has slain an enemy. Red team has destroyed a tower. Red team has slain an enemy. Titans have spawned. Tower shields have been shattered. Catapults move. Blue team killing spree. Blue team has slain an enemy. Shut down. Red team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. Red team has slain an enemy. Shut down. Red team has slain an enemy. Red team has slain an enemy. Has slain an enemy. Red team has slain an enemy. Red team has destroyed. First blood. Red team has slain an enemy. Red team has slain an enemy.
are back for some more action right here for the Battle for Supremacy Honor of Kings Reign Supreme 5v5. And look at that. Vietnamese Gangster has secured himself for the semifinals, but not over. It's going to be 1-0. Still, 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 has the chance right here to come back against Vietnamese Gangster. So, Vietnamese Gangster actually really dominated in the scene against 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 because we see from the side of 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 a while ago, they really did a good job. I think that was 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 a while ago. My thoughts on that, because they did not really contest it on how they can take the positions yet. But what do you think of Vietnamese Gangster and for the both of the teams?
I think for both of the teams, Vietnamese Gangsters was able to actually execute their game plan flawlessly, and I think the team composition was quite suited to how they were executing that game. And I think giving that constant pressure, constant team fights were in, knowing that it was leaving 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 with no choice but to fight, because when they try to run away and try to find somewhere safe, I think it won't be enough, because a lot of members from Vietnamese Gangsters will be catching up for that throat. And then going back, they want we see Vietnamese Gangsters really wanted to take advantage of that death timer that 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 has saved. For example, when they were able to take that pick off, the next thing that they do is to find someone who's actually lost in the jungle. With that, it is giving them an advantage, and also it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone should be there, every one of Vietnamese Gangsters, as we see that Bang Bang is actually applying also pressure for that bottom tier tower and putting on that pressure on that high ground. We see someone was actually trying to respond. It leaves the other members of Vietnamese Gangsters willing and ready to actually pounce on the remaining players, because the lesser the team members that are actually facing Vietnamese Gangsters, it will be more advantageous for them. So for Vietnamese Gangsters, it shows that how much they know about how they control the game. So when you try to look at that, yes, we are going right now to our ban phase, and these two culprits again are facing the ban hammer, as Tolia and 𝐻𝐻𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 will be out again for game number 2. They are needing a break here, I think, for Dolia and Mai. Get a spa and relax. You're not needed in the gorge.
I actually agree with it, Jet, because I think I also needed a spa. We need to relax after this, man. I mean, I can say, because actually 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 and Vietnamese Gangster, they are actually good players, you know. I mean, the way that they clash, or like the way they initiate those team clashes, they're very on point. You know, we can't be mistaken, because when it comes around for the pincher moves, 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 was there, Vietnamese Gangster was there. Talking about taking the objectives, they actually have it more, but Vietnamese Gangster is just really pushing it, you know. Split push strategy is really existing right here for the side for Vietnamese Gangster, but we're still gonna see, guys, because yeah, that is actually game 1. This is the game 2. Let's not waste any time, Jet. I mean, we're still gonna see, because will 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 make a comeback right here? I mean, I think something got the Jet's interest. Something.
Yes, we see right now a 𝐁𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 pick for Vietnamese Gangsters. And meanwhile, this is quite interesting, as 𝐷𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 will be playing as Luna right now, and you know, Luna, quite a very strong jungler for the side of 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿, and we'll see. It still depends on how they will be able to execute that particular gameplay, as I think it would be a Mayin that will be accompanying. Oh, that's a high no pick that's going onto the side of 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿. 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 wants this, I think. And for Vietnamese Gangsters, meanwhile, they wanted to continue sticking with the Reggie as their farm lane, and then I think it would be a 𝐷𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 for Windy Boy, and Windy Boy wanted to actually secure a really good roamer for their lane as we speak. So meanwhile, it is a lane ban, and what's this? Wait a minute. 𝐷𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿. There you go. It's an 𝐷𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿 ban on the side of Vietnamese Gangsters. Let's see. Now it would be a clash lane jungle pick that's needed right now for Vietnamese Gangsters. Meanwhile, on the other side, for 𝐓𝐿𝐼𝐍𝐿, I think they needed right now. I think they needed a farm lane. So, what would be quite a crucial pick for them? Could this be a Marco Polo pick though? I think it is a Could be.
It might be a Marco Polo pick, man. But it's still gonna be dependent because if it's gonna be a Marco Polo pick, well, Marco Polo is gonna be needing some like supportive tanks, like really, really strong. You know, as hard as a mountain. You know what I mean, Jet?
Yes, that's true. And when you look at it, it's still open for a roamer right here for the side of X list. So it will be probably a roamer pick, as Heino will be going on mid, and this Main will be on Clash lane as well. So we see this is a Ming pick here for a Ray for the side of X list, and I think this would be quite crucial whether they pick a this is still an open farm lane for the side of X list. Meanwhile, it's a multi ban on the side of they call that Vietnamese gangsters. Meanwhile, there's a pick that is happening right here, and that's a Kaiser jungle for them. And I think that would, oh no, that's not a Kaiser pick. Sorry for the mistake. I think they're trying to contemplate whether Subin will play as a Kaiser or a Musashi. I think he's locked in on that Musashi. Meanwhile, going into the side of X list, Ming will be supporting that Lady Sun. Lady Sun quite a nice pick here as their farm lane. Quite a nimble pick just to catch up with that Renji, with that roll and that slow from that skill 2. And we'll see about how it's going to happen on the side right now as we speak. And let's see how this thing goes on the side of both teams. As now we are going to go further on the round, and we are going to go on to game number 2. How will Vietnamese gangsters and the X-List perform on this one? It depends on how they execute their game plan. It depends on how they execute their map control, which is quite important on this one. So Silute, what do you think about this one?
Well, my thoughts on this one, because X-List, they have actually a chance to stood up against Vietnamese gangster on this match, because considering those picks, man. But one of the things that they needed to do is take a lot of space. You know, taking a lot of space for the side of Vietnamese gangster. They can't go for the map control. Having map control is gonna be a split push again coming from X-List, because for a fact that we know that Vietnamese gangster is not much creating spaces when it comes to team clashes in those jungle camps, because they are much focused on the split push. And X-List is having a hard time or a pressurized strategy, because you know, they're kind of having second thoughts on how they can go for the clash lane, over the top lane. But still, Vietnamese gangster, I mean, Doll a while ago was just hitting those spots a while ago to the bot lane and taking like tier 1 and tier 2 towers down together so they can have the crystal very exposed. So that means when you're having your crystal exposed, it's just gonna be a matter of seconds. Just one wrong flash coming from your base or from your teammates, you're gonna be a GG, you know, because you don't want your crystals to be exposed. And talking about exposure, everybody, Darius is gonna be having an exposed as well as race for its FHP against against Vietnamese gangster.
Now let's see about that. Meanwhile, we see that Bang Bang and Kuching will be facing off once again right here in the farm lane. Now we are going to look, meanwhile, right here in the middle lane as Doll might be in too deep on this one, as Ray will be connecting with Daira, and I think that would still be a rotation going into the side. No casualties as so far, and we are going to continue with, they are still going to continue rather with their farming situation, and they really wanted to get those items that quick. There's still no rotations that's happening as of the moment. There are still no clashes, no ganks, no assertions of dominance, and I think they're just going to wait for that 2nd minute or that 4th minute to actually initiate a team fight. But I think I might be mistaken right there, as Bang Bang might be in danger right now, and there is a dive as Daira is in danger. He needs to roll out, and will they be able to get a pick on that Ray? And Bang Bang will be getting hit by that tower, and first blood will be taken on the side of Vietnamese gangster. But in exchange, 𝐓𝐿 will be down, and Kuching will be getting probably some of these people, and Su Bin will be taking that. I think Bang Bang will be taking that Kuching as Haino in that area. Now it is now a 3v1 situation, 3-1 scoreline on the side of Vietnamese gangsters. I think Bang Bang wanted more, but gatsu will be saved. No, he will be not, as 𝐑𝐎𝐍𝐃 will be getting another kill on the side of Vietnamese gangsters.
What a side for 𝐿𝐿 a while ago. What an amazing clash crime with the Vietnamese gangsters, but still. 𝐿𝐿 gatsu a while ago just got killed in that action. 𝐿𝐿 with their reinforcement coming in from the back lines, and 𝐿𝐿 just having a hard time to sustain the damage coming from the high damage output from the Vietnamese gangster. But still in the vicinity a while ago. We see from the bottom lane still the Muchachi Muñaño still right there taking the tier 1 tower down. I mean, this is what I'm telling you guys. I mean, you're gonna be taking a lot of spaces. Vietnamese gangsters, this is what they're gonna be doing. 𝐿𝐿 gotta kick up this space because Vietnamese gangsters going all out for this aggression. You know what I mean? Because, you know,
Yes.
Vietnamese gangster is just waiting in the corner right there, waiting for that information until they get the upper advantage of the objectives. But still, they're gonna be initiating that. Look at that. Goes on for the picture move. Goes in again. Would you look at that? Another one takes it, and 𝐷𝐿𝐿 is just gonna having a hard time. Gets pushed to the turn into tier 1 and gets down. 𝐷𝐿𝐿 just having a difficult moment right there.
That's dangerous on the side, while Luna, being the jungler, really in a very peculiar position as 𝐿𝐿 using that advantage to actually push in. Luna going into the tier 1 tower, getting caught with a tower damage as well. Here we see that 𝐷𝐿 is actually using that 𝐿𝐿 pretty well, wherein when he sees someone really in too deep, he's actually pulling them really much deeper, as he was able to. Now we see Bang Bang with that 𝐑𝐎𝐍𝐃. Now Raze will be in threat right now, might be in danger. Yes, he will be down, and Musashi will be going in through that, getting that kill. It will be another advantage going into the side of Vietnamese gangsters, as Vietnamese gangsters will be continuing to apply pressure right here in the jungle. They will be getting that Azure Golem on their side. Meanwhile, I think they wanted to get more on that bottom tier tower, and they wanted to get more indeed, as 𝐷𝐿 really applying that pressure on that one, as Bang Bang really outranging that and just waiting for that wave to actually remove that tower protection. And 𝐷𝐿 will be zoning out people from 𝐿𝐿, and 𝐿𝐿 might be having a difficult time, as 4 people right now from Vietnamese gangsters will be getting that, and Raze will be down as well. Now 𝐿𝐿 might be down as well. Could be yes or no. He will be safe. He will be catching. Windy Boy, will Windy Boy get this one? Oh, perfect.
Double
She's gonna
finish
take
away
off.
from
That's
the
okay. And he will be safe. It's out. Next stage, 𝐷𝐿𝐿 will be getting on that Windy Boy. Will he be able to take out that Windy Boy? Yes, he will. And what an evasive maneuver going into the side of 𝐿𝐿. He was safe.
From the side of 𝐿𝐿, I mean, man, if you're gonna get chased by a bull like that, I mean, you don't want to get hit. But still, I mean, 𝐷𝐿𝐿 was there for the reinforcement coming from the back lines. That's an amazing play coming from 𝐿𝐿, actually going out, saving itself. Imagine, bro, getting chased from the Vietnamese gangster from the bottom lane, you just suddenly went up to the top lane. You just went around the map. Bro, heated battles are really happening right now, guys. 6 minutes in the game. 7 to 5k gold disparity for the Southern Vietnamese gangsters. They have the gold advantage now, taking the Azure Golem to give one video situation right here. It's going to be Bang Bang right here with Swoopin. Actually, with a killing spree again, 𝐿𝐿 is going to be down with a one situation. Bang Bang, would you look at that? Amazing damage coming in, but never mind, it's going to be a delay. It's going to be not much of a commotion. It's going to be happening since they're going to be pushing tier 1 tower down. It's going to be a picture move coming from the 𝐿𝐿, but Vietnamese gangsters is going to be having the top positions. Gonna be pushing it again. Would you look at that? 𝐿𝐿 goes down. It's gonna be 𝐿𝐿 going to the revive again, but still gets the victory right there. Now the VNGs is gonna be going down, but 𝐿𝐿, what they're gonna do when they come for you, because they're gonna be going again into your tier 2 tower is gonna be going down in just a matter of seconds. So look at that, Windy Boy just gonna go in again, having a hard time. He's gonna be trapped in there, in that towers. Wow. They're just really crazy with the aggression, because Bang Bang is gonna let those pistol pops, man.
Yes, that's true. When you see earlier on, meanwhile, Bang Bang might be in danger here, but he was able to evade those barrage of damages. That is quite crucial for Bang Bang to actually get out and recuperate. Meanwhile, while we were talking about recuperation and evasion, that Haino earlier, that is one of the reasons why Haino is one of the most contested heroes in Honor of Kings, wherein when you see a Haino, it is quite difficult to actually pick off, even though with a sliver of life. That is what happened earlier, and now, meanwhile, Vietnamese Gangsters was able to take that Overlord, continuing that discussion right here, and we see Windy Boy just really trying to taunt, and we are going to see might be another team fight clash that is going to happen here, as we see X-List wanting to go on top of the jungle, trying to isolate that Shang Yu, but Shang Yu might be alive, but no, he will be down and out thanks to N on that. Now we are going continuously right here as we see Windy Boy and Subin right here in the top jungle, but they are trying to actually get someone, and it will be a rampage off screen going onto the side of Vietnamese Gangsters, and Bang Bang continue to go Bang Bang ballistic on this one, and there is an elimination going there as Tents will be going down courtesy of Mutashi, and this is continuing right here as he killing spree going into the side of Stall. Stall will be able to take that one out, and Haino will be taking a double kill on that one. They might be into too much depth on this one, as Subin will be down because of the tower, but it will be awarded to that Haino, as yes, Kuching will be getting gold on that.
I actually agree with you because we're going to be having the Shadow Vanguards now coming. It's going to be 1v2 situation here for the Cypher Gods. Never mind, it's going to be 3v2 since Raven basically going to be coming in from the backlines. Would you look at that? Another one for the NX. We're going to go down. Whoa, Rampage coming right here from the side for Dara. But Coach Hang, oh my god, my days, man. I mean, they just eliminated those two people at once. Jet, I mean, for these people, as I can see that X-List, they might really have to stand a chance against Vietnamese Gangster right here. Because, yes, matter of turrets, I mean, the goal disparity that they have here is quite inevitably large, but still, for the Vietnamese Gangster, they have like 6 turrets down. The 6 turrets down advantage with 2 Tyrants, I think with 1 Overlord, but still, they are quite having a good clash for those positions, especially when it comes to patience, because they really go out for those pincher moves. You know,
Yes.
I mean, now that they have Mochachi, Munyanyo scattered, but look at that, it's gonna be a clash. It's gonna be a clash happening. Oh no. And it's gonna be having a hard time. It's gonna be taking all of damage. It's gonna be enduring that damage and knocks back again. Subin just tries to chase it out, but Kocheng is gonna be ready in the TP. Don't go there. Oh, gets the cancel, but it's gonna be a poke, but never mind. It's gonna be Vietnamese Gangster, but actually X is taking the destroyed turret. 3v2 situation, or 3v5 actually comes in again. Look at that, another one comes in. Oh no, it's gonna be going down to the big out, so in big trouble. Windy Boy just taking and during those times, gonna be pushing it in. It's gonna be a win control, but never mind, it's gonna be a lost control, but a triple kill and a massive. It's a 5-man shockwave, everybody, as we can see. This is Vietnamese Gangster for all of you, everybody. They just did just one hell of a clash right there. All left hell loose. That is Shockwave, Jack. Now they have taken it home, and that is Vietnamese Gangster with 1 wide big clash.
Yes, that shockwave proved to be fatal, as it was a 5-man shockwave, eliminating almost the entire X-List there, and the rest will be up for the picking. And yes, it was a team fight victory going to the side of Vietnamese Gangsters, really dominating this fight. And with that crucial last team fight that they have, it was a very spectacular moment. It just made my jaw drop earlier. Wow, what a collision that we had right here in Battle for Supremacy Reign Supreme Season 1, as we see Vietnamese Gangsters will be proceeding to our quarterfinals as they win against X-List 2-0 on this particular series. Meanwhile, let's take a look at what actually happened here. As Bang Bang, we see his 80% team fight involvement on this one, dishing a lot of damage. And yes, that was quite a crucial win for them, as they're leaving that Direnji really getting those itemizations on par and on point, so that he will be able to actually donate and dish out a lot of damage, making the lives of X-List quite difficult, even though, like say for example, Kuching was able to evade a lot of damage going in from Windy Boy earlier on. That was quite an evasive maneuver going in, and that was costing Windy Boy's life on that. Now, wow, all I can say is wow, what a great play that was given to us from both X-List and Vietnamese gangsters. Took my breath away. I think I'm going to need my nebulizer on this one.
Yeah, taking an inhaler, Jet. I mean,
Yes.
Vietnamese Gangster was really wild on that one. As we can see, Axlis, they actually can stood a chance against Vietnamese Gangster, but from the side from the Vietnamese teams, they're really they're really initiating, they're engaging those team fights. You know, they're not leaving one behind. With Windy Boy a while ago, with the one great clash with the Shockwave, just one. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Just one wrong clash. I mean, they can end it. I mean, if Xless won that clash, they can turn things around because that's a 5-man push. Imagine getting an ace with that 5-man push, then getting Overlord and Tyrant. You can turn tables around, but still, still, big congratulations right here for the side for Vietnamese Gangster. But still, for Xless, there's still more tournaments to go right here for the Battle for Supremacy. There's still more and so many more opportunities from the outside world. So stay tuned, always right here, and we appreciate you everyone for here watching the stream, dropping by, and yeah, what do you gotta say for these viewers, man?
Well, of course, we would like to thank the viewers for actually tuning in for our action-packed coverage only here on Battle for Supremacy Reign Supreme. And also, speaking of Battle for Supremacy Reign Supreme, we would like to thank the people that are behind this. Most especially, we will start with Team Wallet, because with Team Wallet, you can buy, sell, and trade crypto tokens like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance, Algo, Solana, and more. And of course, Supreme ETFs from Supreme Exchange Traded Funds in TEAM Wallet or the Team Wallet just right here on your screens. And of course, unlike other platforms where you needed to download and sign up separately to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum, you are going to love Team Wallet Bot, because Team Wallet Bot makes it easier and more accessible for everyone by saving your time and effort through Supreme Exchange Traded Funds in your Team Wallet. You can now purchase Bitcoin and Ethereum with just one click. And with that, Team Wallet has integrated all these features into one single system, making it more convenient for us users and efficient as well. So in Telegram, just go to your Telegram and then search at Team Wallet Bot to take advantage on this particular convenient tool. Now, speaking of Team Wallet, we also have Team Tokens right here, because when you earn Team Tokens by referring players to join our tournaments, these tokens can be converted to cash or used to join upcoming events in Battle for Supremacy. So you will be here as well, and we'll be casting your games. And of course, we would also love for you to be here in our Supreme Team Draft. And our Supreme Team offers you the opportunity to be drafted within its ranks by dominating in events for Call of Duty Mobile and Fortnite. So yeah, there you have it. And of course, it will be worldwide, and it is available to all players worldwide. So of course, speaking of Fortnite, of course, we also have, using our BNB, you can also purchase Fortnite V-Bucks through our pin real time at Team Wallet Bot. Just take note that all gift cards and prizes needed to be claimed by our users, and if you won't, this will be returned to our respective sender. So if you are a Fortnite player or someone who is itching to compete in Fortnite, we have tournaments here in Battle for Supremacy just for you. So what you need to do is to make sure that you are exploring our island map, BFS.TV/red and blue, to keep yourselves updated. Join our Telegram channel, BFStv Fortnite, to learn more. And speaking of this, we also have BFStv Top Up just right there on your screens. Of course, for your BFStv Top Up, you can get your very own Riot Points. You can get your own Garena Shells, Fortnite V-Bucks, and Honor of Kings tokens. It is now available here in our BFS TV. So once again, for these sponsors, congratulations. Thank you very much, rather, for our sponsors to actually for actually giving us this opportunity to actually provide something to contribute to our esports world and develop our players into their dream of being a professional gamer. So Silu, would you like to say something as well?
Well, big thank you everybody because Battle for Supremacy wouldn't be possible without you guys. So keep liking the stream, share the stream, guys, because now that we've concluded our day 7 for the round of 16 for the 5v5 Honor of Kings Reign Supreme of Battle for Supremacy, my name is Saladis, your bodycaster Jet. We'll be signing out because we still have more tournament works in just for you. So I'll see you in the next broadcast, everybody.
Toodles.
Toodle.
An enemy has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. Lord and tyrant have fallen. Tower shields have been shattered. Catapult. Blue team has slain an enemy. Red team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. Red team has slain, destroyed a tower. Blue team has slain an enemy. Team has destroyed a tower. Red team has slain an enemy. Red team has slain an enemy. Blue team killing spree. Slain an enemy. Blue team killing spree. Red team triple kill. Blue team rampage. Red team has slain an enemy. Blue team has slain an enemy. Fabulous team killing spree. Executed. Ace. Team has slain an enemy.